I'm going to let that just sit there for a second. Oh, boy. Well, Mr. Armand, welcome in. Welcome to the Jets Afterburners podcast. It is a bye week for the New York Jets. It is another day, which really is just another day of headlines in the most negative way for the New York Jets. Never a dull moment with this team. Armand, how you doing?
Well, better than Joe Douglas because I still got a job.
Yes, me too. I was at work when you sent it to me.
Yeah,
Joe
I
Douglas
did.
was not.
Uh, Dumb dick decision. You know, uh, of course, and on a Tuesday, no less.
Yeah. So there's one reason why I do. I mean, I get it. He is a lame duck general manager in the last year of his contract. We knew that he wasn't coming back, and they did it the week of the bye because historically every week Joe Douglas speaks at the bye week. So instead of saving him the embarrassment, the further embarrassment of going up to the podium and just saying, answer after like all of his answers are going to be, I work to please the owner. I work to please the owner. I work to please the owner. He had a well, if you want to call it a press conference, it was a
That
sorry
was
excuse.
basically that was his bye week press conference was last week.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that should have been like outside of his comments. Maybe doing it before the bye week should have like given us hindsight that something was going to happen with him being outed.
Yeah, I didn't think. I mean, like the timing. See, I can't even say like the timing was too off with this. I really think that the Robert Saleh timing was bad, just considering that they were going to be playing for first place. Um, like I said, I really think it had to do with the bye week. They knew he wasn't coming back, so rather than everyone just pestering him and why aren't you going up there, like whatever the case is, they saved him that embarrassment. I think he knew that there was actually a report a couple weeks ago that he was looking for houses in the Baltimore area.
Maryland.
Yeah. So he might be going back there.
I mean, if you were going to do it, if you were going to do the firing, you should have did it with Salah at the same time and just let Phil Savage run the team as interim GM at that time because he could have assessed the roster. Maybe he would have done more moves than just trading away Mike Williams at the deadline.
yeah.
Because right now I feel like Phil Savage is just there to like be a figurehead, just like he's our interim GM. I can't even say that he's actually going to get a legit shot.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, there's just so much to I posted the link. There's just so much to dive into with this because now like I don't even think that you need to go with a full rebuild. Hello, Elmo.
I
Um
am.
there's no situation that you can't tell me that this team isn't talented. I mean, I get it, they're 3-8, they're a very bad team right now, but I still think that they're a very talented team. And really what they're lacking right now is an identity, they're lacking culture, and they're lacking an attitude. So there's a number of guys that you can bring in. I mean, I have a whole list. Actually, I'm going to be starting a new series on this channel very soon called Fixing the Jets. And we're just going to go over different head coaches, different GMs, different possible presidents or directors of football operations, whatever title you want to give them. Just going through the chat real quick. What's going on, everybody? Luca, I see you in there. Wild Wave. Um, yeah, I guess we could start bringing on some guests. We got a couple guests in the back. First, we're going to bring
Yeah.
Afram. Afram, how you doing, man?
Doing okay. How you
I
guys doing?
from.
Afram, do you still have a job?
I still have a job.
You're doing better than Joe Douglas.
Well, another great move by Woody.
Well, wasn't that was technically Christopher, wasn't it?
No, Woody.
Woody,
This
yeah.
is all Woody. This is all
No,
Woody.
I'm saying like Christopher's the one
Oh,
that hired him, though, right?
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Christopher. Anyone who called Christopher on the phone and said hire this guy, he'll hire him.
Yeah, well, a lot of that was Adam Gase, believe it or
Yeah.
not. It's
Because
probably like the
JD's
best thing he
the
did.
Babe Ruth of baseball.
Yeah, yeah. Eagle Fang, how you doing, man?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, how are you?
How are you, man? We're back.
It's
We're here.
no words. No words. The Jets are still a clown show, and we're all just suffering because of it. It's like Woody Johnson's pulling his own version of Leon Hess. He's so desperate now to save face now. He literally fired everybody. Literally in the middle of the season. This is unlike Woody Johnson. He fires Salah, and like in 1/4 of the season, and then he fires the general manager. He's had it too, but you know, how's
He's
this
at
going to
fault.
look? Yeah, I mean, how's this going to look for new coaches and general managers that are looking to the Jets way? They'll be the last team they look at.
To be
Dang.
fair though, they both Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas were giving very long leashes. It's not
Yeah,
we knew Adam Gase was out. Like he only had 2 years here. I mean, Joe Douglas pretty much was here for his entire contract. I mean, I get it. His contract is up at the end of the season. There's 6 or 7 games left. But Robert Saleh, he was here 3.5 years. So, especially with Joe Douglas, he was given the time to figure it out. I'm not necessarily upset with this move. I understand. Like, I like Joe Douglas, and I don't think he was bad. He's just not good enough, if that makes any sense.
yeah.
He's hit on a lot of picks, but he's also missed on a lot of picks. His free agents have been very bad. He's going into the final year of his contract. We know he's not coming back. Historically, he speaks at the bye week. So rather than just throwing him up there to give no answers, they said, you know what, just go now. I think they kind of did him a favor, personally.
And to your point, you're saying that you kind of don't want the full rebuild, but I just have a feeling that's where the Jets are going. The signs are all there. When you get rid of the head coach and general manager, the new general manager and the head coach are going to kind of want to do their own thing. So don't be surprised if any of your favorite players that are left on the team are getting traded for draft capital. I think that's what needs to happen.
I want that to happen, Eagle Fang. I want the full rebuild. I'm not attached to any of these guys. They haven't learned to win.
Maybe Wilson. I mean, Wilson.
No,
maybe him. But
I'd rather trade him now, because if you give him a contract, when the time is right for this team to win, his contract's going to be up and he's going to hold out, and it's not going to look good.
I'm trying to sympathize with the people that want to keep their favorite players, but in the end of the day, a culture change needs to happen in this locker room. Even though the Jets didn't win the ultimate Super Bowl in the early 2000s, they had a lot of continuity. They had Chad Pennington. You knew he was going to have that offense stable. You had Santana Moss, Laverius Coles, Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin. You knew there was a stable foundation of guys that would give it all. And same thing with the defense. You knew that you had Kerry Rhodes, David Harris, Revis. You go down the line. What do you have with this Jets team now? They're all individual players that play for themselves, it feels like. I'm looking at Quentin Williams doing exactly. I'm looking at Quentin Williams doing his little sack dance, and they're down 0-13. Well, I mean, it was a 10-0 at the time. What are you dancing for?
Probably.
You're losing. You're 3-7.
This real quick. My man Metal. So even if you're giving a long leash, it doesn't mean anything if the owner is interfering. Yeah, he is interfering 100%. I mean, he really just took this season into his own hands. Nobody thought that this season was going to go the way it did. And as much crap as we want to give Woody, I mean, he swung big. He got Aaron Rodgers in here. He brought in a lot of pieces. So, I'm not going to sit here and defend Woody Johnson. I don't really like him as an owner myself. But, I mean, I don't think he's the worst owner in the NFL, personally. The
only one you can make a case for is Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. I'm not saying Woody's a good owner. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely worse than Woody Johnson out there. But right now, Woody Johnson looks like the worst, right now, today. So.
Well, I would say Woody, Jerry Jones, Cleveland's owner.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
But
you know what, though?
Woody has whipped and failed on the quarterback spot twice himself. Rodgers and Favre.
That's true. But, you got to give – I give him credit for swinging big. I really he wants to win. He put all of his chips into this bet. We knew that if this didn't work, that it was going to get all blown up anyway. This is really not a surprise. The timing of the head coach was a little weird. I'll give him that. Afram, what's up?
You can swing big all you want, but if you got shit coaching, it doesn't mean a damn thing.
Yep.
That's the thing. Yep. That's the thing.
Everything has to be complement to one another. That's why it's a team sport.
Yep.
When you hire cheap first timers, never get someone that has credibility. He's had opportunities, and he won't pay the money. He didn't go. You didn't see him chasing after Sean Payton, or Harbaugh. He went for the cheap. because he thinks the players make the team and the coach just sits there. It's the other way around. When Parcells came in, he changed the culture, right? Respected, a winner, brought in a few of his own people. He had an excellent coaching staff. All came because of him, all right? Proven guys. Salah brought his friends, unproven guys. Okay. What he does is penny wise, dollar cheap. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you say that Douglas didn't do well in free agency. What big free agency guy besides Rodgers on his heyday did they spend money for? He went on second, third level free agents because he had to fill in spots. I'm not saying he did a great job, but unfortunately, when Woody doesn't allow you to get a backup quarterback because you're paying $11 million to Wilson, right? Because that's his contract, because his rookie contract, and you did, and the whole process was to leave him as a red shirt year and let him learn behind Rodgers. And you don't have a qualified veteran back. You know, we could have went to the playoffs last year, if we had a quality quarterback. But you don't want to pay because you think you have good enough team without the kid, okay, to win. And you had a good enough team. You just didn't have the quarterback to take you over the hump.
Yep.
A lot of those games you won because luck and the defense was showing up. Once again, the biggest problem we have is we have a virus in that team, and that virus is Joe Douglas. Until we clean that virus out, you're relying on him and his dim-witted brother to make the choice of hiring the GM and the coach and approving the coach. Okay? Until you get someone comes in and says, look, if I'm taking this job, okay, he has to go after somebody. Okay? I don't want anyone who wants to come for the job. I want him to go out and get a qualified guy. Anyone who comes in falls into his trap and says, well, if you want to take this job, these are the parameters that you have to deal with, right? That means you're getting paid this much, you got this much time, and the same thing with the GM. And I want this guy. Well, I don't think you should get this guy, blah, 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 right? You bring in hey, Johnny.
What's going on, Liam? What's going on from
Rabel here?
Eagle.
Rabel needs to come into him and say, hey, you want me to do this? These are my parameters. The minute you go off these parameters, I say goodbye, and you're stuck with the team. Same thing with the GM. He has to be dictated to, not to get dictated by him. That's the only way you're going to do it with this guy. Okay? And they need to tell him, go fuck yourself. You go back there. Because then it forces him to fire them. And when he fires a qualified, proven coach, then he makes a fool of himself even more at that point.
Do you see a situation that they bring in a president of football operations or director? I've been seeing Curtis Martin thrown around.
That's another salary he would have to pay.
I mean, they're already down like so many front office workers. It's crazy.
I mean, if you believe in what SNY said earlier, they're saying that Woody Johnson is going to oversee the general manager and head coach in hirings.
There you go.
So
I don't buy it. He's waiting for the phone call from Trump to get the hell out of here.
He gets it.
He'll get it. He'll get it out from it's a bunch of morons in the political.
And then now you leave it to Chris Johnson. And then Chris goes through his contacts and say, who can I call to get some information? Instead of hiring someone to do that for him.
Do you think that they bring in like a consultant? I mean, the Commanders did it with Ray.
They had Charlie Casserly consulting, and who did get him? McCagnon.
That's true. I mean, Ray Spielman with the Commanders, he's out there. He seemed to do a pretty good job. He got them
a bunch of good qualified candidates, but do they really want to come here?
Nope, I wouldn't.
Do you think do they?
Money
do
talks.
You think they know who this guy is?
Liam, look at the top 6 picks outside of New England with their ownership, with their regime. Those are better jobs that are going to be if they're opened. Coaching staff, front office. They're better than the Jets.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't
they have the quarterback. So,
But you don't think that the players that are already proven are better than the ones you're going
New
to get in the
regime's going to want
draft
to blow it up
that
and
you
draft
don't
their own
know?
players. New regime is going to want to bring in their own
But
guys.
we don't know that. We're
Yes, that's the
speculating
history
on
of the
that, bro.
NFL.
There is
comes
still
in
a
with-
lot of talent though on this team.
Bro, there's a
That's-
lot, man.
It's
Yeah,
not
to
like
get
one or
draft
two-
assets. Look
It's
at when
not
Joe
like you have
Douglas
one or
got
two
here.
players, right? You got a bunch of players, and that takes a lot of balls to get rid of a bunch of good players like that, because you have no guarantee who you're drafting is
Yeah.
going to be any good.
Exactly.
These guys have shown, and everyone knows it's all coaching at this point.
Exactly.
If he keeps them, well, he's got to convince them and to say, "Hey, stay." Then focus on getting the pieces that he needs. Okay.
But after this season, you got to make decisions on 3 players: Sauce, Garrett, and Jermaine with their 5th-year options.
Yeah. No,
and
I agree
Hall,
with
right?
I definitely
And
pick up Garrett.
Brees.
Well, you can
'cause Brees
franchise
is-
tag one of them.
But I mean, is Sauce's price tag now up there anymore? If
It can't be
anything,
up
it's been a blessing in disguise for us of what he's put out there. He's been exposed a lot. Now, I agree with Ephraim in the sense of I really believe, right? I really, really, really believe that it's coaching and all that. He's regressed. How do you go from an all-pro season, right, to what you're putting on film right now? I can't believe it. Like it's crazy. The stuff that he's doing, you know what I mean? Not pressing off of the line and everything, and then you're blaming everybody else, knowing that that's what you're supposed to do. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into it. I mean, JJ, the injury, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, it's a good thing for the Jets of itself, but it sucks for JJ and all that, you know. And then you got Garrett. I mean, Garrett is the only one that I could see us really paying for what he's doing.
He does.
And all that, and he's been doing it consistently with shit that we've been putting on a plate. So
I really like to know if the coaches are giving 100%. You know, because if they see the coaches are not just going through the motions, they pick up on that. They'll say, "Well, this guy doesn't care. Why should I care?" You know?
Well, Ulbrich knows he's done at the end of the year too. I mean, he's just trying to save face.
He's just
as
put in
best
a bad
possible.
situation. He was thrown in a
Yeah.
bad situation.
Yeah, I mean, like when you just start learning how to practice tackling, that's an issue.
Yeah,
You can't do 2 jobs like that at the same time.
no.
I mean, so
It's clear that he's in over his head.
Did Rodgers give Ulbrich a vote of confidence last week? I saw a
Gives
headline.
everybody a vote of confidence.
He's,
he likes.
yeah, he's
Unless
playing a
your
good
name's Mike Williams,
politician
yeah.
himself. So
Well, I don't think he's gonna be back because he said that he only wants to be back if like nothing really changes. And I think that this is Woody's.
I don't know, Woody,
kinda
that,
like
might,
Woody's
that,
play.
that might be an option. I could see the option of Rodgers getting into Woody and Chris Johnson and Ulbrich's the head coach next year. Phil Savage is the GM, and see what happens next year with this team and running it back. And I
That
and
would
I
be
don't
such a
want that.
mistake. That'd be
I
such a
don't want
mistake.
that.
well, if
I
you
mean,
leave in Adam Schefter, he said it's gonna be a complete overhaul. So we'll find out.
It
in the
needs to
offseason.
be.
there's
We
already
should fire Hackett tomorrow. That should be the next.
there's already reports of that GM from with the Vikings, right? Well, no, not Vikings.
The
Oh my
Colts.
God,
I
the
don't.
Colts.
I saw that. I don't believe it.
The
I don't
Colts.
buy it.
And then with the tie-in with Flores. I mean, now look, if it was up to me, I was speaking with Armand a little bit earlier, right? I don't want to go backwards, right?
No.
So, like, do I love the Rex Ryan conversation and all that? Yeah, it's cool, you know, because he's somebody that wants to come here, right? When nobody else is saying that, but I don't want to go backwards, right? So,
Exactly, Wild Wave.
like, I want.
He makes good coffee. That's all.
I would love a younger guy, right? Change and stuff like that. Comes in, talks to Aaron Rodgers, and is like, "Hey, are you going to get on board because you got that one more year, or we're going to cut ties and it is what it is. Either retire or do right by the team itself." Because Woody Johnson brought in all of his people for him. You know, there's conversations that must have been told behind curtains and been like, "Look, dude, I'm gonna bring these guys for you. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna do this for you." It's a shitty situation that we're put in right now. I mean, Armand, we were talking about it. Agnew, right? I mean, Agnew's son right now is part of the organization with the Jets right now. I mean,
Yep.
who would not want to have your son being part of your actual team itself? And then with that, he's best
Belichick
friends
did it
with
too with
Ben
New England.
Johnson. That's what I mean. So like there's a big possibility that something like that might occur. But then I say, who is going to be our DC at this point? Because right now our biggest issue is our defense, which it was never that. It was always the defense and everything. We were wanting competent quarterback play in Aaron Rodgers, but now we want this dude to freaking throw 45 times a game and win us the games and all that when he was not brought here for that. He was promised a top 5 defense. We don't have it. The special teams was supposed to be good. Special teams are shaky as crap and everything. I mean, everything that we were supposed to do well, we crapped the bed in it.
But Rodgers also promised us a much better player than what we've gotten from him too. Remember, we're gonna slay the dragon and all that. Trust me, believe in me. He's been far from the same player that he was. I don't know if that's injury, age, probably just like a little bit.
It's both the injury and the age, the Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in the beginning he was getting destroyed. He was getting killed.
He doesn't trust the guys in front of him.
Exactly.
That's it.
I mean, would you imagine? Yeah. Look, bro, I'm about to be 40 soon, right? And I sleep.
You're still young.
I sleep any weird way or anything, and then I'm like this in the morning with my neck, like going like this. I can't even go like that. You know what I mean? So like, just imagine getting destroyed by some guy that's 300 and something pounds consistently being thrown.
And 5 teams that Rodgers had the ball in his hands when they had a chance to win. It was the Broncos, Vikings, New England, the Bills, and the Colts. The ball was in Aaron Rodgers' hands to win those games. He wins 5 of those games. The Jets at 8-3 instead of being 3-8, and they're right there in first place with the Buffalo Bills. Or maybe they're actually in first place by 1 game against Buffalo.
If we have a field goal kicker,
just to kind of prove, like what I was saying earlier about like Joe Douglas with his drafts, I actually found all of his drafts. I want to pull them up here real quick. Just looking at this, I don't think anybody on this is currently on the team anymore from his 2020 draft.
Ashton Davis,
yeah.
Davis. And Kevin Clark, it's not his fault. He got hurt, so.
Right, yeah, but I mean, like Mekhi Becton, like that was his first big whiff, like that's kind of, and then just like the second round picks, he just never like develop them. Denzel Mims struggled to even get on the field, and then you go into 2021, Zach Wilson. I mean, that in itself is a fireable offense. Elijah Moore, but just going through these real quick, I mean, there's just a lot of these guys aren't even on the team. This only a couple years ago, 2022. This was probably his best draft. They're saying one of the greatest Jets drafts of all time, which hard to argue that. I mean, you guys know the most recent ones too. I don't have to get into that.
The defense of the Zach Wilson pick. I mean, look at the quarterbacks that went after him. Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Kellen Mond, right? He came from that draft too, right? I'm trying to
he was like a 4th or 5th round pick to Cleveland.
So it's really
all comes down to coaching.
Yep. Yeah, it's coaching. I mean, look at Jaden Daniels and what he's doing there in Washington. And Washington was shit last year, And then we talk about ownership. I mean, look what the Lions did. They're still owned by the Ford people, whatever that owns the damn Lions and all that. Yeah. And they were a crap organization for how long? They just need, like, Woody Johnson needs to give up the reins. He needs to give it to somebody that knows what he's talking about. Have a GM in place that's not going to take any crap. Is going to put us in the best position on a consistent base itself, right? And then get a coach, a good coach, a coach that's going to tell an Aaron Rodgers, you're playing like shit right now. Okay, either you step it up or I'm benching your ass.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
We were also sold this notion that this rebuild was going to take 5+ years. When you look at the Texans, they turned around in a year. Detroit, they turn it around in 2 years. Like, these rebuilds do not take years upon years. If you get a good coach and you get a quarterback, you're set. Those are arguably the 2 biggest positions in all of the NFL. You need a good coach, and you need a quarterback that you can develop, and both they have not done.
You need a good coaching staff.
Good,
Right.
yeah,
Coach
I
won't
was
do
about to
it.
say that
You need a
too.
good
Yes.
coaching staff.
yes, very very good point. But see, I just don't understand. It's like Woody Johnson, he's gone all out in years past, getting Favre, he's gotten Aaron Rodgers. It's like, why not just get the coach? Why not just like overpay for a coach? Yes,
He gets the
I know what you're
marquee
gonna say,
player. He gets the marquee player to bring in seats.
and I get it, like the whole
That team
power
that
thing.
yeah,
You
that
don't want to
team
give
that
up power,
Favre
but
was on was built by Mangini,
yes,
right?
Yep.
He knew how to bring in talent. He knew how to do it, but okay, Favre was he was still somewhat uh, quality quarterback. He had, he wasn't, he didn't have the persona as like Rodgers had of coming in, right?
right.
He
We got
was a
some more
gunslinger.
guests. B-Mac, Luca, how you guys doing?
Luca, be mad.
Hello, Luca. He was a gunslinger, right?
Yep.
But then he doesn't tell anyone that his shoulder's hurt, which I don't understand how they did not know that. But and then they lose the last 6 was it that
Yeah,
year?
something like that. Yeah, they started off 8-3, and then
And because of that, Mangini loses his job. The guy who built that team put it together.
so Afram, do you think that they're gonna actually bring in a director of football operations?
I don't know. I don't know what this guy. Remember, these two guys never had a job in their life. They inherited money. They're basically living off what was inherited. They had the money to buy the team. That's all they do. They have nothing else.
Yep.
Okay. The company is run by a board of directors, not by them. He just sits around and wants to be part of something. Where the Lions, like you say, is owned by a corporation. They don't have time to meddle with the team. They put someone in charge of the rest, and then you guys take care of it, right? That's why the bad coaching, bad hiring, no one interfered with them, and that's why that franchise was bad for a while. They finally got good people in there. They had draft picks, and now look, now it's the dividends have paid off. We got one guy just has to be, he's got the gold chain now with his name on it. You just want, son, put a football outfit on and play in the game. I hope someone smacks the shit out of him. Yeah. Thinking is overrated.
That guy.
Afram, I've been saying it for weeks, bro. Like, why is our coach on the field in all white with some all white uptowns on, right, with a gold chain? Like, what is this guy doing? Like, why is the owner there? Like, this
He's
move
all over sexy red too.
This move of JD firing right now is to continue to keep putting him right in the news of the Jets world and the NFL world itself, and it's a power move, bro. That's all it is, to continue to keep making himself relevant,
right?
And all that for what? Like, it's
the best way to become relevant is own the team that wins.
Yeah.
And just stay out of it. Yeah, like Johnny, would you bring in a director of football operations?
Yes,
If you're Woody Johnson?
I
do you see him doing that?
No, I don't, because he likes to he likes to meddle into everything that he can. We could say all we want. I mean, but look, when the coaching stuff was happening, when we hired Saleh was the guy that everybody was trying to bring in. Okay, so like I can't front in regards to that. Joe Douglas did what he was supposed to do, et cetera, whatever. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. That's it. It's as simple as that. And then you got freaking we don't know the conversations that they're talking about. A-Rod with Woody Johnson. Like, I had no idea Woody Johnson came to his house with a present and flew out this and did all this crap and all this other stuff that's being posted out there right now for Aaron Rodgers, because remember, he was 80% retired.
Yep.
I just don't know, man. Like, I've never seen an owner that does some crazy.
We're gonna be hearing a lot of stories now that Salah's out and Douglas is out.
Just wait until all the leaks.
A lot of leaks coming out. Trust me. And then when the entire staff gets cut, you're gonna hear more leaks. What's gonna happen?
It's only gonna get worse. This clown show.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be a media heaven for them.
Get your
so many
ready.
stories.
Did you see Manish Mehta is tweeting out Joe Douglas's phone number?
Yeah, I called it. It was a Rita's ice cream parlor.
Can you get arrested for something like that?
Now you can. Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah, you can.
But B-Mac, how you
Mind you,
looking, man?
he stalked Joe Douglas's son
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
when he
Yeah.
was getting ice cream.
Being a Packers fan, and since Rodgers got to the Jets, I've been a Jets guy too, but I don't know how you Jets fans deal with this chaos, man. It's got to be like a huge dark cloud headache. Week
You
after
want to
week
know
after
how we
week.
deal with it, B-Mac?
I'm on the
This is how we
basketball
do it.
skate. I'm on to
how we
basketball
do it.
skater. So.
Yeah, man.
Yep, exactly. Johnny gets it.
Yeah, I'm a Ranger fan.
Oh,
That's the only thing
Knicks.
that keeps me going.
Yeah.
And I,
Hockey, baseball, and wrestling and video games.
Hey, are you old bloodline or new bloodline, Armand?
I'll say old bloodline. I don't hate the
yeah.
new bloodline. I just don't think it's as there's not enough juice behind them.
True that. My bad, Liam. Me and Armand will start nerding out real quick.
All right, good. Go ahead. I used to watch wrestling too. I don't really follow it anymore, but I do see them on like social media here and there. So, Luca, how you doing down there, man?
I mean, it was funny because I was actually on my way to campus today. It was like 12 in the afternoon. Then I swear, I was on my phone. The first thing I load up, Adam Schefter's tweet saying that Joe Douglas got fired. Like, I'll say this for the record. This is, like, for us Jet fans, we could celebrate today, but tomorrow, reality sets in. Oh, crap. Woody Johnson's the owner. Because I said it prior to this year. I might have said this to Armand, who I talk to every day. I might have said this to my brother a few times, and I will continue to say it again. Or at least I said it. To be successful this year, Aaron Rodgers had to not overcome one, not two, but three levels of incompetence. You start at the top with the owner, Woody Johnson, and the stink he's created with the organization. You start off with Joe Douglas as well, and the personnel he's drafted, the bad personnel he's drafted. Not saying it's been all bad, but there's been a decent portion of bad, and especially the free agent signings. And you got the coaching staff with Robert Saleh and Todd Downing and Nathaniel Hackett and all that. Not to mention that Hackett was a part of Rodgers, so you could get that there. But it's interesting because you could argue that Joe Douglas should have been fired last year. Same thing with Saleh. But as I said on Let's Talk Jets Radio last night, the Jets do everything 1 year late. They get criticized for a lot of, they go through a lot of personnel, they go through a lot of coaches and this, that, and the third. They give them quite too long of a leash. You could argue Robert Saleh should have been fired after year 2 after that 6-game collapse down the stretch.
Yeah.
Do not forget that. The Lions game, the Jacksonville game in the rain, the Seattle game where the team completely gave up. Like, let's also mention that as well. And it's funny, too, another story real quick before I let it to you guys, is I was actually down when the infamous Dianne Rossini and the Zach Rosenblatt article came out. I was sitting in the bleachers at South Alabama Field, Mobile, Alabama, when that article came out. And not one bit was I surprised. But there were Jet fans, and it's none of you on here, Jet fans coming out surprised saying, Diana's a liar, Zach's a liar, this can't be true. Well, it all is true, and they are all vindicated in the end. So that's where I end off with that.
Well, Diane Rand's, what's her name? Diane. She also made a report. Yeah, she made a report about Daniel Jones keeping his starting job throughout the whole entire year. And
you're right about that.
She's guessing. That's her. She's a guessing reporter. That's in my opinion. So, everyone gets lucky once in a while. That's her. So.
Right.
I told this to Liam before we started. The Giants bench Daniel Jones, make him QB3, go to Tommy Cutlets. Woody Johnson sees that and says, "Hold my beer, Joe Douglas, you're fired."
Yeah, but in the beginning of the season, Luca, I mean, you're right, bro, in that sense. And Vinny, like, you're right, bro, with the whole Woody. He's been saying it for like forever and a day, man. In regards to it, and it's like it's coming to truth. Like,
that's good, gentlemen. Too many faces to go around. What's up?
I don't know what the answer is at this point. Woody Johnson is not going anywhere, and we know that, and we're stuck with this dude. The only way I could see us doing anything, stop buying merchandise, stop going to the games. You
That's
know,
the big one. Yes. Yeah. Stop going to games. I mean, like, I don't want to I'm not trying to come at anybody. NYJ Mike, I love him. I love his takes, but he's like, yeah, I'm still going. I'm like, what? Like, I got into it. I'm like,
He's also,
you're still going to
I'm
games.
sorry, I'm sorry, Liam. He's also championing for Rodgers to come back next year, and I think most of us agree that Rodgers should not be back next year. We should do a full reset.
He
But
should be
I
benched.
gotta hand it to my guy. Technically, I guess he's on my left or my right. He's been calling out the season ticket holders, Vinny, and he's like, you know what? Why are you guys spending season tickets? You guys bitch and moan and complain. Oh, season ticket prices are going up for the third, fourth straight year in a row. This team's losing. They haven't had a winning record since 2015. Why are you buying? Why? What's the incentive to go to a Jets game now? Let's be honest.
Unfortunately, a lot of money was invested with the PSL, so it's hard to give up and lose that money as well.
Can I just chime in? By the way, thanks again for having me on. You guys are always the best, all yous. Do we trust this organization to pick the next head coach and GM? Because I'm just like, I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm not even upset anymore. As a former season ticket holder, I'm bitter. I'm just a bitter Jets fan after everything we've been going. I don't want to go through another rebuild, but we have to. The whole thing needs to be torn down, right down to the stud. And the thing is, the only person that can fix this mess is you need an established guy. And I'm telling you right now, I know everybody's saying Mike Vrabel. I have nothing but love and respect for Vrabel. It cannot be a defensive guy. This team doesn't score points. I don't care. And I don't want to hear any rumblings about Rex Ryan. Rex had his moment in the sun with this team. I don't want to see Rex again. He's been out of the league for 6 years. And there's a reason he's been out of the league for 6 years. He's not a good coach. And he's got a big mouth. And he still has a big mouth.
But Vinny, the thing is, you say to break it all down. But who's building it back up?
But Afram, you're 100% right. I'm not disagreeing. The problem is, who's coming here that's an established guy?
There you go.
And the problem here's another. This is not a job for another first-time guy. I'm not going to get excited about the next hot-handed coordinator. But knowing how stupid this franchise is, you know what they'll do? It'll be another defensive guy. It'll be a first-time guy. They're going to draft the quarterback, and they're going to tell this guy, even though you have no experience working with quarterbacks, please develop this guy into the franchise guy. And then we got on the hamster wheel. Rant over. Go ahead.
I certainly don't trust Rex to develop a quarterback. That's for sure. You need a proven guy.
But that's the problem. You know why that people chime for Rex? It's because he had the thing with going on with Sanchez for a couple of years. Newsflash, guys. Sanchez wasn't a good quarterback. Look at his stats. The 2 years we were in the AFC title game, he was statistically ranked at the bottom 5 of all quarterbacks in the league. There's a reason why when he left the Jets, he was never a starter again. He stunk.
Rex is like that girlfriend, that we broke up a couple years ago, and now you hear she's single again, and you still never got over her. That's exactly what it is.
I got a name for you guys, and I'll tell you one thing, and people don't like me saying it. It's not the sexiest name. I would not be completely against Kevin Stefanski if he shuck loose from Cleveland. I wouldn't be against it.
He won head coach of the year. I mean, it makes sense.
Twice.
Yeah, I would.
And he's an offensive guy. Guys, he broke the drought with Cleveland getting into the playoffs. I don't think it's a bad hire. I really don't.
It's not. Exactly.
Hey, what's going on, man?
The worst hire.
How's it going, brother? It's a wild day for Twitter. It's been for the Jets, man. There's been a lot of shit going on today, and I don't know, man. This team is nothing surprises me anymore with this team, bro. Like, there was a report today that Rodgers isn't coming back next year. Thank God, because that experiment is done, guys. It failed. Whatever, we got to move on.
Don't believe that report. Woody is as dumb as...
I believe it. Why would he come back to this shit show?
Because
Woody
is fucking stupid, and Rodgers knows it. That's why Rodgers came here, because he found Woody being dumb, Joe Douglas being dumb, and Salah being dumb. He found the three morons to kiss his ass.
Armin's basically saying
you're really good with numbers up there. Let me ask
you. Yes, Woody wants to sell tickets.
Do you think Rodgers is going to force the Jets to cut him because it's more money his way as opposed to him retiring on his own free will?
Where's he going to go?
I would fire Hackett tomorrow.
He's going to go to the Vikings.
Difficult for him.
Wouldn't that be something?
Right? Right? Tell him I'm getting rid of Hackett. I don't care.
The Vikings are going to run it with
get him angry. Do whatever it takes to
get him angry.
JJ's
not playing next year for a while, bro. He just had another knee surgery.
He did.
He had another knee surgery probably about a week ago.
They'll take Sam. They'll run it back with Sam.
Rodgers is not going to be the Jets quarterback next year. I can guarantee you that.
It might have been Frankie V on Twitter. He tweeted a great suggestion today. Would you guys entertain sacrificing our first this year and our second next year for the rights to Kyle Shanahan?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Hell yes.
I would
With
do
the
it without
quickness.
blinking, and you know
What
why?
is he?
But I'll tell you why, because they're just going to fuck up the picks anyways. If you don't have a coach,
Yeah.
you got nothing.
Thank you.
Who's his quarterback, though?
And they literally
Who's the quarterback,
traded
Jimmy?
3 first-rounders for Trey Lance.
Who's the quarterback for Shanahan?
Listen,
Potentially.
listen to this.
I think I don't
I
know. I think you find a bridge
That's why
guy
you can't trade the picks. Like, if you tell me Rodgers is here and you're going to pair him with Shanahan, I'm for it.
Johnny boy, I saw you on Boy Green this morning. Did you catch what he said? Possibly Matt Stafford.
Nah.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, look, I'm a Georgia guy, bro. So like that right there to me, to be able to put that Stafford jersey on would mean everything.
Yes,
I would love that.
We don't have the offensive line.
But guys,
He has no guaranteed money next year.
You're telling the fans you're a quarterback away again. We're not a quarterback
No,
away.
we're
That's
not.
the problem.
Exactly.
And I would
Yeah,
love
but-
Matt
Their
Stafford.
entire culture away.
And that's what I've been saying.
Quarterback,
Like,
an established quarterback helps.
yo, don't we have something like 25 free agents going
Yeah,
into next
a lot.
season? Like, there's a
lot.
crap lot of holes that we have to fix too. So like, are we gonna have the money? No, because we're gonna be, in cap hell supposedly.
Well, the cap goes up next year.
Yeah.
But that's either
Yeah,
way.
but if it goes up for us, it goes up for everyone, Liam.
The money we owe Rodgers too, like we're just screwed with that situation.
Well, he's on the books whether we like it or not. All the way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter if they cut him or whatever, trade him. We still got.
If he was to retire, does that money? Do we still have to pay him that, or he's
Yeah,
done?
it does. We still have to pay him no matter what.
We just have to,
I think it's a $66 million cap hit, but you can spread it out.
$49 million cap hit. I would take it all next year. I wouldn't spread it through 2 years, but according to Over the Cap, the Jets will have $33 million in cap space next year.
Well, if you don't play Tyron for the rest of the year, that's $1.5 million each game he's not getting. So that goes.
But
back.
like the other thing too is like
there's money to be had.
The free agents aren't going to want to come to this team. There's no chance. They're not going to be able to sign anybody big because they're seeing what's going on. Like, we fired our coach, didn't change. We actually got worse. And now they just fired their GM. Like, nobody's going to want to come here. Aaron Rodgers couldn't save the team. You know what I mean? I know I was one of them that said they were going to win a Super Bowl. Probably a lot of us in this room said that too, but it just didn't happen. It failed. Like, and it's crazy because I was watching, I think it was Pat McAfee, and I think Darius Brucker said it today. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because we are fucking loaded. We have the best team the Jets have had, and they're horrible. And it starts up top, like the whole Woody situation. Like, now they got rid of Joe Douglas, and like Salah's gone. We're in a rebuild again next year, and that's why I don't think Rodgers is going to be there. I think they're going to maybe run it with Tyrod Taylor, or hopefully draft a QB, but don't fucking play him early because we don't want to have the whole Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold situation again. So they should draft a QB, let him sit. I know Tyrod Taylor's not the best, teacher, but he's a vet. He's been around the league, and he can help these guys. And honestly, in my opinion, I think they should just start Tyrod for the rest of the year. Like, clearly nobody wants. They're not going to win.
That's not going to happen, though.
How many more games do you think we're realistically going to win?
It's not going to happen, though, because they got no balls on this coaching staff to bench Rodgers.
Well, that's true too. But and another thing too is, like, if Rodgers gets hurt, I guarantee you a lot of Jets fans are going to be happy about that.
Yeah, I mean that's
unless it affects the salary cap, then they won't be. So.
Well, either way, we're screwed with him. So.
It does make sense though. If there was a week to do it, it was the bye week because Joe Douglas always talks during the bye week. So rather than him just going up to that podium saying the same thing, I work to serve the owner. Get rid of him. He only had a couple weeks left. Like, there's no point in keeping him.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know if the whole firing Salah thing was kind of weird. Like, they should have did that.
That kind of weird. Yeah,
it should have been early in the season, and the team has gotten worse. The defense is horrible. Like, they were competing a little bit before, but now it's non-existent. Like, we got dog walked by the Cardinals, and then the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts with Anthony Richardson, a QB that quit on his team, rolled over us. He destroyed us.
Well, he didn't quit. He said he got tired.
You
Yeah,
quit.
tired.
Yeah, well,
You're a professional athlete. Don't tell me you
Yeah, I
got
know,
tired. That's a
that's
joke.
what I know,
Yeah,
but
but
that's what he said.
here's
I
a
know what he
suggestion.
said,
Here's a
but
suggestion
that's
we
all.
should do.
And then
Why
people are
not?
like saying AR5 is back. No, he played the
No, he's
Jets,
not.
man.
Why not take a page out of the Giants playbook and do what they're doing right now? Why don't we start Jordan Travis and tell if the owner is like firing everyone in the process, tell the interim coach, start all the third stringers. We're losing the rest of the week. Instead of being the Jets and start winning meaningless games, we need that first round pick to be as high as humanly
They
possible.
have no balls, Jimmy. They have no
is-
guts.
But the Giants are playing Tommy DeVito. They're
I don't think Jordan Travis is healthy.
Makes $5
Yeah,
million.
Jordan,
Jordan
he's not
Travis
How
healthy.
is that not
redshirting.
intentionally tanking?
We
How is
need
that
to
not
start
intentionally
Adrian
tanking?
Martinez. That's
It
what
is
needs to start.
tanking
You also got to
Yeah.
look at our
Why
schedule
can't?
too.
But my question is, why can't we do it?
because they
Why
got
is
no
everybody else
balls.
wise
Vinny.
enough
They
to
got
do
no
it?
Because
balls.
Woody
on
won't let them.
And
Vinny,
Woody won't let
Woody
them.
won't let them.
It's
Remember,
so
they're all about
ridiculous, though.
perception.
This team
Why
hasn't gone to the playoffs in 15 years. And 15 times we've been so bad we can't even get the number one overall pick.
Well,
They can't
I
even
can
move
honestly-
correctly.
I can honestly say we'll probably get a top 5 pick easily, if not top 3, because like I said, look at the schedule and the way this team has been playing against these shit teams. I honestly don't think they're going to win another game.
Yeah,
Actually, they play the
No,
Jaguars,
trust
so
me,
they
Jay,
might
Jay,
they might beat the
they're gonna
Jaguars.
win-
Well,
they're
if
gonna
Trevor's
win games
playing,
they're
I
not
think
supposed to win,
they'll
believe me.
the Jags will win that game with Trevor probably.
Well, we still play the
Cavaliers also.
Dolphins.
They're about to
Twice.
go on a they're about to go on a streak. I'm telling you, this is the Jets, bro. It's what they do. They're about to start winning like crazy games, and we're all gonna be like,
They
How
can't
is
cover,
this-
they can't tackle.
how is this happening, bro?
We play
I'm
Seattle as
telling
a bye week, so
it's the exactly, and watch, and we're gonna beat the bricks off of Seattle.
Seattle just
Watch,
beat-
No.
and
Seattle
then
just
we're
beat
gonna
San
be like,
Fran.
and then we're
It's-
all like, look what we have. Well, we got some
Yeah,
stuff
go
for
nine.
next year
it's gonna be
and
like
all
the
that.
2020
just-
year.
And it's the circle all over again, bro. And then we're gonna be here back on what's today, the 19th of November, 2024. The November 19th, 2025. I have Vinny over here talking about why can't we bench Jordan Travis and get
Start.
the guy
Start.
that we to start.
Jordan Travis.
God, bro, like
I gotta head out, guys. I'm on break, but I just want to say one more thing. Manish Meta can go fuck himself. That's all I gotta say. You guys have a good rest of your night, fellas.
Me too.
You too, man. Hey, listen,
Yeah, I
guys.
was-
You can't go 9-8
But
without
here,
losing
Johnny,
8 games.
Johnny, there's only 2 good quarterbacks that are going to be going first round. If you can't get Shadur Sanders or Cam, what are we doing?
yeah, I'm on like a whole bunch of other things and whatnot saying that I don't want a quarterback. Like I don't. Yeah, I want a big fat dude on the line on both sides and just load that up and let's truly build the trenches and all that. And then for whatever the hell later on we got a quarterback and all that, we go from there, man.
So you're advocating for Rodgers for one more year, then it sounds like.
No, he
No.
doesn't have to. He doesn't
No.
have to. I was actually going to parlay that. Johnny, would you be down for, let's just say next year, you're evaluating the roster. We're going to go by your plan. We're going to keep Tyrod Taylor, Jordan Travis, and sign a guy like Justin Fields. Have a battle like that?
Is he a free agent?
I mean,
Yeah,
he is.
him and Russ are both going to be free agents.
Do you
I mean,
evaluate
why
the
not?
roster that way, or do you draft a quarterback? That's I think the 2 smartest ways to go about it. Either or.
That'll be a way that we keep freaking Garrett Wilson. Because that's the other thing. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think Garrett's gonna want to stay here, bro.
No, I agree with that. I can't see Garrett wanting to run it back with a rookie quarterback and going through all the growing pains. I just don't see it.
But I agree, but I tell you what, if you're going to get like a Justin Fields here, like try to do what Pittsburgh's doing, or out try to emasculate what they're doing with Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, trying to revive their careers, you better have a good goddamn coach, but we don't know if we're going to get one.
True story.
Spots there.
Look at what the offense has done with Russ instead of Fields.
I'd like to see what the ownership does if they actually hire the GM first and allow the GM to pick the coach and not do it the other way around.
Vinny, do you see them hiring a director of football operations? Curtis Martin, maybe?
Somebody said that, but and I love Curtis Martin. He's my favorite Jet of all time. But with that said, what experience does Curtis have in terms of evaluating a football roster? I mean, have you listened to some of his podcasts? He doesn't even follow football. He's not a football fan.
He's constantly sits with Roger Goodell. Like he's
It's
best friends with.
just the name and Jets history, and that's all
Exactly.
they've
And I
Yeah.
have nothing but love and respect for Curtis. But
Exactly.
I don't think
He
he
knows
fits
what
the
winning
bill.
looks like, though. No.
You
That
what does
is
that do for you?
Yeah, but
If he hasn't watched football in a while, how's he going to evaluate talent?
Liam, there are a lot of winners out there, but what do they do for you if they don't have any understanding of how to run a club?
Yeah, I
Especially,
don't know.
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's like I could hear my dad telling me, "Well, let's bring in Joe Klecko as an assistant coach." I'm like, "Has he ever coached?" You know,
You're an electrician. I love electricity, but you don't see me climbing a pole and playing around with the transformer either, right?
No, I don't.
Hey, you know what? What the Jets will do, Vinny and Luca, right? Watch them fucking bring in Mike McCarthy on over to us
boy.
over here,
Oh, dear
just
God.
to appease Rodgers.
No,
because
because
that's
Johnny
Oh,
Rodgers
they
hates
hate each other,
McCarthy.
dude.
No matter what they put, no matter what they say publicly, they don't like each other.
or maybe
Here's
that's
the
the way to get him out. I don't know. Just to
I don't
piss
want
us off,
McCarthy
bro.
with or without
I don't want him
Rodgers.
either. But that would be something the
That
fucking Jets would
Tabagoo can
do.
stay unemployed after this season.
Would you?
What do you guys think about Pete
entertain
Carroll?
Pete Carroll's not coming back here after the Jets screwed him in '94.
Yeah, but Leon has screwed him.
That's
Would
true.
you, would you take him as a general manager or as a coach?
I mean, he's 74.
Whatever he wants.
Nah, as a player personnel, that role you keep talking
He's
about,
74.
I can see that.
He's gonna move his family across the country at his age.
He
Yeah,
don't
I
care
mean,
if it's another job.
I would leave Seattle with all the
It's only
crazy
his
crap
wife
that's
at
going
that
on.
age. It's only his wife. It's not bringing
Yeah, it's not
kids.
really his whole family.
There's
Still,
two
though,
aspects to
74. Does
There's
is
two
his heart
aspects
really
to that,
still
right?
into it?
Vinny, we've done worse.
I was going to say there's two aspects to that.
Would you entertain John Gruden?
He's never
No.
getting back in the NFL.
Yes,
Yes. If I
No,
hear
he
that
said
godforsaken
he's
name,
coming back. He
No,
said
it's
he's
not.
coming back.
I was
hold
going to say
on.
it's nothing.
And you
all
heard
right.
it here first. You heard it
Here's
here
why
first.
he's never coming back into the NFL.
Oh, yes, he is.
In the email,
So
he
what?
went after Goodell. Who does
So
Goodell
what?
work for? The owners. He keeps filling the owners' pockets. The owners are always going to sow unity. Even if a lot of them have criticisms of Goodell, they're going to show unity. They're going to make sure that Gruden is not in the NFL. And plus, he just got a multi-year deal with Barstool, and he's still getting paid from the Raiders contract.
He could leave that anytime, though.
Yeah, Deion Sanders left Barstool to go coach in Colorado, didn't he?
Well, he's still getting
Yeah.
paid by the Raiders.
Armand, I'm willing to take that bet on you.
Hey, Luca, what were you going to say, Luca?
Vinny, was I not saying this the whole time?
Gruden?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
he's
said
never
weeks ago
coming
that
back into
everybody
the NFL.
trashed me. Everybody trashed me for it. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
He's never coming back into the NFL.
I'm not saying he's coming to the
I'm
Jets.
pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he has an out with the Barstool contract. Where if
Yes,
he
he
But
does.
he's still getting paid from the
opportunity,
Raiders deal. Remember, that was a 10-year deal. And
Well,
did you
no,
go
they
look
fired
at this?
him.
They fired him when they were 3-2 after 21 and during the season.
Well,
I don't think we've seen.
And
the last
go
of
look
John
at his
Gruden.
draft classes with the Raiders at that time. Outside of Max Crosby and Hunter Renfro, his draft classes have been shit.
Give it to
That's
Luca.
what
Give it
they
to
have
Luca. Luca's been waiting.
Yeah, Luca.
Like player personnel. Just make him the head coach and pair him with a guy
Yeah.
he could trust
That
to
was-
be the GM.
That was Mike
Gruden's going
Mayock.
to want power.
Yeah,
A guy like
Mayock.
Gruden's going to want full
I'm
control.
trying, Luca. I'm trying.
yeah, I'm trying to, Luke. I have no control over
I'm
my own
sorry,
shit,
Luca. Go right
No,
ahead.
it's okay. I was going to reference the Pete Carroll thing. First of all, number one, there's the argument with Pete Carroll. Okay, why would he leave when he's comfortable on the West? First of all, he's a front office advisor for the Seahawks. B as well. I think he also taught a class at USC this semester, if I'm not mistaken. But to go back to the Gruden thing, I'm kind of with Armand on John Gruden because that wasn't. Yes, that technically was Mayock, but you forget John Gruden hired Mayock and got Reggie McKenzie fired. And you look at all those draft classes, Clelin Ferrell, Damon Arnett, like he had some bad misses. And I don't think Gruden's offensive,
Henry
again,
Ruggs.
that's more of a coach aspect. But to me, I don't think he's tuned, I don't know. I wouldn't have.
And he has a lawsuit like Flores.
But I think the NFL would nudge the Jets and say, hey, if you hire this guy, maybe this lawsuit will go away.
There's been, I know that you guys don't really want any first-time head coaches, but there's been a lot of talk about Dan Lanning coming over from Oregon. What do you guys think about that?
Doesn't move the needle for me.
I think even this culture is so bad. I don't even think a college coach would want to come here. Sure, I'd probably entertain it, but this culture is so bad. It's so bad. Worse than 2020 and worse.
My
Going back
kid's
to
red
Gruden,
coach
though, the
would do
thing
it.
that's appealing with Gruden, he's an offensive guy and he's got experience working with quarterbacks.
From you
How'd he
could
do
probably
with
do it,
Derek
all
Carr?
right?
In the
How do you do
heartbeat.
with Derek Carr?
I know that
What did I say more?
he was a hot commodity in free agency. Everybody wanted him.
He was.
I mean,
Would you?
what
would
about
you
what
guys-
about Brian?
cost
What about
money.
Brian Flores, man? I'm big on Brian
No more
It's
Flores.
a
defensive
defensive-minded
guy.
coach. We need
Johnny,
offensive-minded
I'm not coming
Johnny.
at you, bro. This team doesn't score points.
I'm with Vinny. We need an offensive-minded coach. I'll take
you
Todd
guys-
Monken. I'll take Ben
Would you
Johnson.
guys-
I'll
now let
take
me
Cliff
ask-
Kingsbury.
I was really about to ask, would you sign up for Cliff Kingsbury? Get a good
Yes.
defensive guy. What about you say, okay, we'll hire Cliff Kingsbury. What if we get a guy like Jim Leonard or Jim Schwartz to run the defense?
Jim Leonard's
How would you guys
coach
feel
now?
about maybe
Yeah.
Brian
Leonard
Dable
with
as
the
offensive
Broncos, he's working
coordinator?
with the DBs.
Yeah,
Broncos
Yeah.
are a successful
If,
defense.
if Brian Dable gets fired, would you take him as OC?
Yes.
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 That's a possibility.
As an OC,
100%.
yes.
Dable got a raw deal because Mara wanted to pay Daniel Jones, and he
Yeah.
never got his full chance.
Well, yeah, he never
with
got
the
to pick his own guy. They forced Daniel Jones on him. That's not his fault.
Armand, you upset Elmo? Okay, just to let you know.
I'm sorry, Elmo.
By the way, a lot of Giant fans are ready to exile Daniel Jones as well as Brian Dable, but Joe Shane's also very terrible. So, if Brian Dable could get another chance as an OC, I'd be happy to do it.
And he played a very big role in developing Josh Allen. So it's
Yeah.
gotta stand for something.
Brian Dable was actually here, correct me if I'm wrong, with the
Yes.
Jets in 08 when we had Favre.
Yep.
He
Yes,
was.
So I put together like a little GM list. Like I at work today. I mean, like in no particular order. Like John Dorsey, I think we'd all sign up for that, right?
Yes.
If you're going for an experienced guy, yeah. What about?
Yes.
I was going to interject real quick. What about a guy like Rick Spielman? He helped out the Washington people, hired their next GM.
That's what I said. I like him too. I would take him in a heartbeat. Another one like Ray Agnew. Ray Agnew. We spoke about him a little bit earlier.
Lions assistant general manager, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. His son is actually
Assistant-
with the Jets.
Assistant general manager.
I think his
Yeah,
son's with the Jets.
yep. You're right about that, Liam.
So there's a couple of different guys. I mean, like even like football operations. Like it's worth picking up the phone and calling Pete Carroll. I mean, like some of us, I like Curtis Martin. I know like some of you don't, but call him up, see what he has to say. I mean, like it doesn't hurt. It has to be a wide net. Like no more of this. And like I don't want to hear this is gonna piss you guys off. I don't really care. I don't want to hear it cannot be a defensive guy. It cannot be an offensive guy. You get the best guy no matter what his background is. It doesn't matter. And if it's a defensive guy, you pair him with a good offensive coordinator. Simple as that.
If they were to hire a defensive guy, and obviously we as the fans have no say in this because what do we know? I want to know who the offensive coordinator is.
If you could get a defensive guy
but if it's a
and get Brian Dable,
I'm gonna lose my shit.
Liam, and now there's reports coming to what you were saying a little bit earlier, right? Woody Johnson wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers after the Denver game. There's reports.
That's a crock of shit. That's a full of shit.
I swear.
That's coming from Joe D's people inside the organization.
From the Athletic.
That's just something to put out there. That's
Who was
clickbait.
the reporter?
The coaches pushed back and asked others if he was serious.
He's
who was the reporter, Ronnie?
He pushed for him to be.
Was that Rossini?
That's a lot.
I was thinking too.
It was Manish Mehta.
Who would give Manish Mehta a job after what he did?
Zach Black.
I'd take him to take
Rosenblatt?
to the afterburners.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding.
I still don't trust it. I think that's one of Joe D's guys still in the organization, putting that out there to try.
I mean, shit was gonna come out, bro. I really have a fucking this is my take, and I've been saying this shit forever and a day. I think there's beef between the damn defense and the offense that nobody's talking about. It's been fucking happening forever. I think there was a handshake deal between Woody Johnson and freaking JD was like, if you do not make it to the playoffs this year, you're gone. No questions asked. It's just, that's it, right?
Well, yeah.
And it fucking
went all in
happened.
for him.
I don't. And this report doesn't surprise me.
Well, they can't say that Woody didn't give the guy a chance. He was on the job for 6 years. He won 30 games.
Exactly.
Quality franchises can win that in 3 seasons. He had 6. I'm not crying over this. It was the right move.
I'm not either.
People say that the Jets organization doesn't have any patience. 6 years they gave this guy.
It's like, how many more years does the guy need?
4 years for Salah and all the shit that we saw with that.
Could have been done last year. That's the one argument you can make.
Well, no, there was that other report. I don't know who put it out there, but Woody was entertaining the idea of Vrabel in the offseason, but said, "Oh, well, let's give Saul another chance." He didn't have a year with Aaron, and then 5 games into the season, he calls it quits.
Yeah, I don't know. Because
Woody
Woody doesn't like
thing,
Woody doesn't like to
man.
pay a bunch of people not doing anything for him.
Well, this is true. I mean, he's a cheapskate, and everybody knows it.
Okay.
Would you guys
especially when it comes to coaching?
Would you guys take a shot at Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
He has 2 more years on his deal.
I would if we were drafting a quarterback.
Tampa Bay's not trading for him.
Yeah, I don't think Tampa Bay's trading.
They're not trading him.
I'd like to take a shot at Woody. I could take a shot.
I will drive you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy that it's kind of what Liam was saying, that all these reports are gonna be coming out.
Of course,
they're right now, man.
Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas will want to give their side of the story, and then it's going to be a complete dumpster fire till January. Wait until the hiring process, then the people like the Vrabels and all these other candidates will look at these different leagues and say, you know what, do I really want to go here?
Still under contract with the Falcons.
He's not coming here. He used the Jets for leverage years ago.
Yeah,
too.
but when people say, "Do I really want to come here?" We're back at the part where we say, "Hey, we got to pay the jet tax then to convince them to come here."
Oh yeah.
Money does talk. Right. That's right. And here's the thing: we knew that we were going to be in this situation. Maybe not, going into next season, because we all said if it doesn't work, they're going to blow it all up, and you get 1 or 2 years. If we won the Super Bowl with Rodgers, he was probably riding off into the sunset. We'd be looking for all new guys anyway. So it's just a shame that it came down to this, though. One of the most, probably the most disappointing Jet season in history. Seriously,
hands down.
And we have so much talent that we're going to be losing a lot of talent to you. You can't re-sign everybody. Yeah. Devontae's going to be out of here next year, and
Devontae's contract's guaranteed next year. After that, it's not guaranteed.
Doesn't he have an out at the end of this year though? I think he has an out.
No, it's his money's guaranteed next year. That's why he's scheduled to come
counts
back.
$8.3 million in dead cap, Devontae. So
keep him then. I mean, I think another year, Devontae.
Non-guarantee of 36.25 mil.
I mean, yeah, dude, that's the other thing, bro. We're so screwed in so many pieces of this whole damn team right now. 25 free agents. Then you got players in here that came on over here because of Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is not here, are they going to want to go ahead and play? You saw what happened with Lazard when Aaron Rodgers, he gave up on the team, bro. He gave up on the team. Now you got another guy in Devontae Adams at it as well. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but who's going to be the quarterback if Aaron Rodgers is not there next year?
Let me do the math real quick. I'm going to see what you would save by cutting Devontae, because you could do it something via Spot Track. I was actually doing this a few hours.
I'll end up with $6 next year for cap space.
Hold on, I got it, Luca.
Wow.
I'm on over the cap. So, I guess it would count for 2025. If you were to cut Devontae pre-June 1st, it's $29 million in cap savings, $8 million dead money. If you cut him post-June 1st designation, it's $36 million cap savings, $2 million dead money.
Wow. It kind of seems like a no-brainer. I mean, I'm actually not even opposed to keeping Devontae.
Yeah, I would. If Devontae is willing to play and not be like what we saw over there in freaking with the Raiders. I blame everything on Vinny. All right, that's the reason everybody got fired, bro.
I've been wanting people fired for 20 plus years, bro.
Yeah, I want to say, bro. I'm starting to turn into my dad, man.
Dude, I think, my father, he finally got broke by them this year. He goes, I don't even want to watch them on Sunday, and he's been a fan since the early '80s.
Bro,
it was not fun to watch.
It was the Patriots game for my father this year. He said after the Patriot game, he was like, I'm done. And it's like, I just can't continue to do this. And I'm like, Dad, you better watch these damn games, man. I pay for the damn YouTube Sunday ticket crap and everything that we have, bro. Because I live in Virginia.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. On Sunday, I mean, I kind of felt trapped. Like the middle of the second quarter before they had any first downs, my dad's like, is any other game on? He puts on Fox 5, nothing's on. He's like, well, I guess this is we're stuck watching this. I said, yeah, I guess so.
Gotta get red zone later.
I got an out of the box question. Instead of drafting a QB in the first round, what if, just out of the box, you traded for Michael Penix to be here with Tyrod and Travis?
What would I wonder what the Falcons would be asking for, but I wouldn't be opposed. And then here's another thing as well as a trade idea. A lot of people bring this up. Would you trade for Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
I think I think if Bill's going to go supposedly.
Who's the coach?
Bill's going to be
Doug
the coach
Peterson.
of Jacksonville.
Let's bring in Doug Peterson with him again.
No, absolutely not.
Retread that.
If we're bringing in Doug Peterson, you might as well entertain the idea of bringing in Frank Reich or Ron Rivera at that point.
Hey, you might as well consider Nick Sirianni after he gets fired from Philly after this season.
You think he's going to get fired from Philly?
Yes.
Nah, bro.
Yes. He makes too many dumb decisions.
Take into consideration who we're going to be up against in terms of how appealing this job is going to be, because the Jets are going to be open,
Bears,
Giants, the Raiders possibly.
Do you guys see a situation that maybe, like, if the Bills collapse again, McDermott becomes available?
No.
No.
Not collapsing.
If McDermott
And they're not
became available,
collapsing, bro.
He gets a job the next day.
They just beat the Chiefs.
Liam, what would be a collapse for you? Them losing in the first game they play in the playoffs?
Yes.
But who are they playing? Like, if they play the Chiefs, it's just generic because they've lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Like, stopping though, because that would be 4 consecutive times they're losing to them. At what point you're just saying something's got to break here?
I'll say this: I think if they lost to Baltimore in the playoffs, I could see him getting fired.
But again,
I think
he would have a job next day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the Jets.
With the Jets. I mean, how the hell are we here already? It's not even Thanksgiving, bro.
We've been here since Halloween, Johnny. We've been here since October.
We've been here since we lost that AFC title game at Pittsburgh. Okay?
That's true.
Some people say it's since the Victor Cruz game against the Giants.
Yeah.
It's since Super Bowl III, bro.
Yeah, some people said since the day after Super Bowl III.
Are you
took
guys
that blood oath?
Would you guys be opposed to Justin Fields?
Oh yeah, we mentioned that already.
I think
would.
Look at what the Steelers did. They had him, and then they benched him for Russ, and the offense is better with Russ.
The Jaguar thing is intriguing to me. That if they truly blow the whole thing up, and a new coach wants his own quarterback, if they made Lawrence available, I think Lawrence still hasn't touched his ceiling yet. I really believe that.
I think if you pair him with Brian Dable,
I think Belichick's going to be there, and I think he's going to look at all options. He'll see what he could get for Lawrence, but also see what he could get for the number 1 overall pick.
I think Bill wants to go coach the Giants, Armand.
Luca, do we bring back?
Report that he wants to go to Jacksonville.
Why?
Do we bring back Zach Wilson?
It's no state-free tax, and
Nobody
he could
gives
probably
a fuck about the Jaguars. No,
I
saw that. He'll get all the power there. He's not going to get power here with the Giants. He's not going to get full control.
I have another name.
He's going to want GM and head coaching duties, and Shad Khan will give it to him.
Yeah, but he might also go to Dallas.
He's not going to Dallas. Jerry Jones will never give him the power.
That'd be a very interesting duo.
Work for Jerry Jones,
Jerry Jones has a better chance of trading for the number 1 overall pick than hiring Bill Belichick.
Oh shit! I just thought about this. What about Curtis Martin in that position Liam was saying, and as an advisor, he brings it his best friend, best coach in Bill Parcells. And Bill Parcells comes back into
Parcells is 83 years old.
He's slow.
I'm just trying anything, bro. At this point, man.
That's all right.
Like,
We can wheel
that's
out
okay.
there.
You want to
Next
try
we'll bring in
anything?
Bill
Hire us
O'Brien.
as the coaching staff.
Listen, MetLife is wheelchair accessible. We can make it happen. He does. You can be old as long as your brain is good. He could dust off his old playbook from 1998.
Game has changed.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop out, but kudos to you guys for hanging in there with this team. And I forgot who said it in here. Honestly, you want to send a message to the ownership. It's like, you guys stop buying this stuff, stop buying the tickets. And for those of you that are still season ticket holders and you're watching, I would honestly advise a protest, and I would sit in the parking lot for the first 2 quarters of every single remaining home game going forward. Just
Not
don't
the first
go in.
2 quarters, but for the entire game.
Because
they pay for the parking pass, Vinny.
There's plenty of tailgaters that have TVs set up in the parking lot. Just watch
It's
the game
true.
out there.
True.
That's
Send
true.
the damn thing. Vinny, I'm on the same boat, bro. Like, I almost messed up. They came out with this new damn shirt crap yesterday that was posted up for Christmas. And I was like, damn, that Kelly Green looks super nice. I didn't do it.
You know what
bro.
they're gonna, Vinny?
DH trade is a great source, dude. It's a great source.
If they do that, you already know, like, the Jets are gonna start leaking these stories. Oh, there's problems getting into MetLife. There's like a ticket problem. Like, they're gonna cover their own ass. You already know that. They're gonna say that there's some type of issue. That's why everyone's in the parking lot.
Woody and his media Muppets.
That's it. Now, how would you guys feel?
Take care, gentlemen.
Take care, Vinny.
Happy Thanksgiving, Vinny.
Yeah,
Yes, you
if I
too.
don't talk to you, happy
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving, Denny.
If what do you guys think about maybe Dak Prescott?
I don't think about him.
No,
I-
Liam. That's a Woody thing. He would do that in a heartbeat to bring in asses to the seats.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Woody thing. Don't be surprised.
But you're asking us if we would do it? No.
I wouldn't do it either. Hey, I'm just asking because I'm looking at names that might be available. I don't think Kyle Shanahan's like realistic. If that is like, holy crap, dude! If we could get Kyle Shanahan,
I think that would have to be I think there's more of a collapse with San Francisco in the playoffs of Shanahan maybe losing his job.
yeah, all right, well,
Look, the newest Jet fan right here, Gio.
oh,
I'm putting him through the misery too.
yeah, poor guy. That's
Johnny,
abuse.
just let him be a Mets fan. That's it.
He's a Met fan too.
Yeah.
See,
Don't scare the kid.
Hit them.
Afro,
Hold
stop
on.
yelling! Stop yelling at the kid.
I'm not yelling. No.
No,
Hold
I mean
on.
Armand. I meant Armand.
Hold on, little man.
Yellow.
Hold on, little man. This is what you're in for.
No, don't traumatize the child.
Oh, now he's not gonna sleep.
Yeah.
I get
Say good night.
traumatized from that
Good night,
picture.
everybody. Say night.
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Love you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh no, he's gonna be a Ranger fan, isn't that right, Johnny boy?
He's a Rangers fan. Yeah, he knows the deal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's
Elmo
another
does
team he's
that.
never going to see win a championship.
They won it in '94. That was the only championship I've seen.
I've never seen any of my teams ever win a championship ever.
So you're not
I'm
missing
25
anything.
years old. Yeah, most of us haven't.
I got 5 from the same team, and they're
Lucky
not
you.
even in this state.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right, guys, I think we're just about ready to wrap it up here, right? I mean, any other takes we have?
One thing I heard on another show, Johnny, you were there with me earlier today. Supposedly Woody Johnson told Robert Saleh that Christopher hired him, I guess, at his press conference.
Yeah.
Like basically said to Saleh in his face. Or was it over the phone?
No, I think to his face was like that I'm not the one that hired you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, goes to show you the class he has.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when thinking's overrated. So,
dude, this sucks, bro. Like, I just can't believe we're here all over. And the thing about it is, bro, like, we have to make content of the shit, and there's still 6 more games going on. Like,
that's what mock drafts are for.
Exactly. Get into the draft now.
Like,
we'll get through this. Well, don't worry.
Watch.
But you'll have tons of stories to talk about when all this stuff gets leaked out. So
it's never a dull moment. Like, imagine just like talking about I don't know, like the Chiefs. Like all they do is win. Like yeah, it's great and everything. There's not a whole lot of drama going on. But if you're into content creating, like the biggest dumpster fire in all of sports, let's go. Here we are, man. It's crazy.
At least the next one, right, Luca?
Absolutely right. See, what Woody Johnson is going to do is he's going to hire Dave Gettleman as lead consultant to be looking for the general manager, and then he's going to hire John Fox to lead the head coaching search. I just pull out 2 past their prime names.
It's going to call Eli Manning this time for consulting.
Eli Manning.
He'll make Eli like the defensive coordinator or something. Just something completely out of left field.
If Woody could do what Dolan did with the Knicks, that he finally said, I don't know shit about basketball, take it over, man. Like, that would be huge. And I would.
But Dolan still hired Leon Rose. Like, that's the thing. Like,
right.
I still don't trust. I don't trust Woody to make the correct hire. That's why it's so hard to who do you want? Who's coming here? Like, it's just so.
The little list that I have in my iPhone is probably 100 times better than anything Woody has right now. He's not even looking at guys yet. I bet.
Damn, this dude said John Fox, bro, and that just hurt my heart to hear that, bro, because I can see that happening, man. And then we're gonna get so hyped about it, right? And we're gonna be like, oh shit, you saw what John Fox did with the Panthers, right? Jesus, man.
Well, I mean,
what up, Woody?
The team just was really, you could see the way the team lit up because of the way he saw that the team lit up with how they treat the Ulbrich. He was so excited to make that move. And that worked out well, right?
Is Ulbrich here or is he gone? What do you guys
he's here,
think?
but I mean, he said
after the
the
season.
team was like too excited.
So I have a bad feeling about that, Johnny. So
Well,
my thing is, if Rodgers tells Woody he wants to come back, and Woody absolutely is dumb enough to believe it, there's only 3 coaches that would take the job. Rex, give Ulbrich a chance to give him a full offseason and all of next season to absolutely be a head coach, because they gave him a raw deal here now. Or they give it to bitch-ass Hackett. And if they went that way...
I wouldn't be opposed to Rex. I know what you guys were thinking.
Well, if we were to do that, I would rather give Ulbrich the shot. But I don't want that. I'd rather blow it up and get them all out of here.
This team is missing. This team is really just missing like a culture and everything. And then like you want to hear it play like a Jet, like that's what they need. Like they need like a hard ass. And Rex, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
I just think Rex just wants a job. I just don't think he's only fighting for the Jets job because we all know it's opened.
Can I ask you?
I think he wants any job in the NFL as a head coach.
Can I ask you guys this real quick? Well, go, Luca. My bad. I'll let you do
it. May I say, when it comes to coaches in their second tenures with certain teams, for every Dick Vermeil, there's at least one Art Shell, one John Gruden, and one Joe Gibbs.
Yep.
So that's what I'm telling you is that's not a good sign.
No.
No, but the only my only argument to that is like Rex is like in the booth, like he's still around football, he's not just like in the middle of nowhere, just like fishing or whatever. So
it's ESPN, it's still the middle of nowhere.
Well, let me ask you guys this real quick, right? With the season coming up and it's done, right? And Liam, Luca, Armin, Afrem, right? Who is our starting offensive line next year that we know for sure is going to be here?
Joe Tippmann,
Tippmann and Olu.
So that's center.
And Olu.
AVT.
And probably John Simpson.
Simpson. Okay.
I don't know if AVT's here.
Who knows how Morgan Moses is? The guy needs like 100 surgeries. So
Moses is a free agent after the season. He's one of the 20.
You should draft the right tackle at this point.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So like I'm that. So then what? So what happens then with our defensive line now? Who's our defensive line next year?
Quinnen.
I think Quinnen's traded if you blow it up.
Oh, I don't.
Yes,
you can't.
If a team calls giving you a first, you bet your ass that contract's off the books.
But who's the first coming in for that next year? That's going to be as dominant as. Can you guarantee me that you're going to put a player that's going to be as
you're
dominant?
Trading away every asset you have, and that asset is Quinnen, Quincy, Sauce,
no,
Garrett, yes,
no,
Brees, yes.
Nah, man, I can't see that happening.
You're trading if you're.
What are you getting for them?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm gonna be honest with you. What are you getting for Garrett?
You're getting a first.
That's it.
And a third.
Maybe. Okay. So what are you getting for Quinnen?
Quinnen, I could see a team giving 2 seconds.
You might even get a first for Quinnen.
Possibly, yes.
I can't do it, bro. I cannot do it.
So you don't want to rebuild then, Johnny? Then you don't want to blow it up.
A lot of the players aren't the problem. There's no culture. There's no coaching staff. There's no.
Exactly. But a lot of the players you're going to have to pay. A lot of after
you already paid Quinnen.
Never that Barney.
Garrett, Jermaine coming off the ACL injury. We know he's not like he might get you the worst package out of all of them. He might be the only one that stays.
I wouldn't be opposed to getting rid of Sauce. I mean, I don't want to get. I'm willing to give Sauce another year. I mean, like first and second year All Pro, like that doesn't happen, So like I'm not opposed to. I'd listen to Sauce, but like I'm not opposed to keeping him either. But like he's got to get bigger. He's got to learn how to tackle. He's got to get stronger. Simple as that. I mean, he's not even he's not a pimp on Revis's ass. That's for sure. But.
Oh, hell no. Also, another thing, I apologize to interrupt, but apparently from that article, Joe Douglas wanted to trade with the Denver Broncos for Jerry Jeudy, offering Alan Lazard in a day 2 draft pick, but Woody Johnson denied it.
Also, would Denver do that trade? I don't think Denver would have accepted that deal.
I don't know. It was just from the article. I just thought that.
No, I know. I don't buy that. I think all that information we just got from you, Luca, that is stuff from Joe Douglas people
Joe
to
Douglas's
put it
camp.
out, Joe Douglas's camp, to put it out there to show you how Woody meddles and how,
Well, if we hear
So
that
then-
story again,
So then who's our secondary? This is what I'm saying. Like, there's so
Michael
many.
Carter.
Okay.
What's up, Barney? You got a rant for us?
What's up, guys?
Barney.
First of all, I was doing this in the chat. I missed that. What was it supposed to be? Me versus or Snowball took my place last week or whatever. Anyway, but on the game show thing.
No,
Yeah,
Barney,
so-
we reached out to you, brother.
I know. And Nick Shine was like, "Dude, you didn't check your what do you call it, Discord?" I'm like, I'm in my late 50s. I don't look at fucking Discord. But I apologize. I was having some family shit, so I
You're good, brother.
apologize
It's
for
all
missing
good,
that.
man.
Joe Douglas is in the chat, everybody.
See, Luca, it's not my fault.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm really sorry, man. Like I tried, I couldn't get
Nah,
back.
Liam, you're good, bro.
No, I
it's
felt terrible.
never. You already know what time it is, man. And you
yeah.
too, Barney.
But you like invited me and put my name up in it. That's like I just feel bad.
We'll bring you guys back
I remember
on
the
at
next
some
day I was like,
point.
oh my god, I totally missed it. Like I had it on my schedule and everything. But I hear it was Snowball took my place, right? And somebody else won.
No, it was Alan.
Well, Alan, yeah.
Yeah, Alan was on there.
Oh, Alan,
Against- against Neil. Yep.
Oh, Alon, ALON. That Alan. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to go against that guy. That guy.
Just say glad I missed it.
That guy makes me look tough. Here's all I wanted to say. Here's the thing. Now that this happened today, I'm starting to think that the firing of Saleh, and I'm not praising Saleh. He was too soft. He was just D. All the criticisms about anything the Jets do, they're all right. Rodgers is a little washed. Sauce can't tackle. All that stuff is true. But how many people think we'd be 3-8 now if Saleh wasn't fired? I'm not saying we'd be like 9-0, but we would not like, we couldn't get a stop. Like we got to stop. What's dawning on me is that because Woody impulsively fired Saleh after getting embarrassed in England, that broke the team. I don't know if you guys saw, like both DJ Reed and Sauce were on Sherm. What's his name? Sherman Edwards. Is that his name? No. The dreadlock guy from the
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sherman Edwards. And they were both like, they were kind of being a little coy. Edwards was like, "So what's up with that fire?" They go, "Yeah, we were." I think they were that whole, especially the secondary, but I think the whole defense just broke after they fired him. I'm not saying we were going to go to the Super Bowl this year. I'm not saying we didn't have other problems, but 2-3, and now we're 3-8, and obviously Douglas wasn't involved. So Douglas, and so then he fired Douglas, and also I think he fired Douglas so that because the contract was coming out, so Douglas couldn't say I quit. And I just think Woody is small-minded. And here's the thing: from Rex on, for the past 12, 13, 14 years, every decision Woody's made has made the team worse. From it goes from Rex to Bowles. I'm not saying Bowles is a bad coach, but like Aaron Rodgers is not a bad quarterback, but every move he makes the franchise worse. And it's just for me, this was the last straw. Like I hope Trump sends Woody to the North Pole with no cell service.
okay. But Barney, what
that's my
changes
rant.
then? If Woody goes to England, what changes?
Even though I know Chris hired Gase, which was a bad move, although freaking Manning was saying he was a genius. So don't listen to quarterbacks from other
block
teams.
Peyton Manning's number to start.
Yeah. What changes? Honestly, I don't think anything changes until they sell the team. I'm not saying Chris Johnson is better, but Chris Johnson seems a little less medley. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick of Woody hanging out there. Oh, look, I got the sauce bling. He's just looking he's like that guy at the bar that keeps trying to talk. You're like, dude, leave me alone, man. I'm talking to my friends. Like, he doesn't know football. We all know football better than him. And we shouldn't be the general managers. Nobody in this room, with all due respect. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I don't know.
he's got to hire a football
He'd
operations
probably done a lot
guy.
better.
He's got to hire a football operations guy and then promise him 3 to 5 years, I won't touch it, and just let them do it. That's my.
Do you trust them hiring a football operations guy?
No. So I don't think there's an answer. I don't think there's an answer. That's my line.
I don't think so either. It's just there's no fixing it. There's really not. I mean, like
Yeah.
I give, like I said, like earlier, I'm probably the only one that's given like Woody some credit today. Not for like everything he's done, but just for like he swung big. He brought in Aaron Rodgers. Like he wanted to win. You could tell he wanted to. His decision making is poor. I mean, like his timing for like it's really his timing that's poor. Just getting rid of Salah. Like I agree with that. Like I don't think that Salah would have had this team like rocking and rolling right now, but I think they'd be a lot better than 3-8. But
it's either get rid of him last year, or
4-7.
you know what? 5.
Exactly.
You only give him 5 games with Aaron. Either get rid of him or just let them play out the year. Like
Exactly.
it makes no sense.
Luca, what are you thinking?
Well, I was going to say I completely agree. If there was a time to fire him, I'd said it was 2 years ago or last year. But here's another thing from that article. They had a big meeting after that Broncos game. Here are the people that were involved. Christopher Johnson, Woody Johnson, Joe Douglas, Ira Axelrod, an advisor to Woody, not from the Jets, but he's also an advisor to his company. Robert Saleh, Nathaniel Hackett, Jeff Ulbrich, and Brent Boyer. So when Albert Breer said that it was non-football people influencing those decisions, I joked with Armand today, and I was like, did Jets Twitter get Joe Douglas fired? And then I'm reading this, I'm like, nah, we didn't get Joe Douglas fired. That was the non-football people. But that tells you it's the Woody Johnson brain trust around him. That basically, that's what you got to call it.
So it's other not it's because I mean we're more it's people who like aren't even like us. Like it's just like
it's
crazy
people
rich
that
people
help him
that
with
he
Johnson
hangs
and
out
Johnson.
Bro, it's going to be Rex Ryan to come here because nobody is gonna want to come here, man. These reports that are about to be coming out, Luca, you said it earlier. They're gonna be reading all this crap, and they're gonna be like, "Why in the hell would I put myself in a situation like this where I know what the outcome's gonna be?" Woody's not gonna like something, and he's gonna go ahead and say, "You know what? You're fired." 2 games into the season.
Do you want to address this, Afram?
No,
your brother's back.
I have no copyright, so unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
No.
I also have another thing to add. This is from the article, and it makes me somewhat question who this article's from. Not specific, like a Rossini or Rosenblatt. Who the source
Which article? Which article are you talking about?
This is Athletic. I could recognize the font of the writing. So according to a league source, Douglas was warned by Reddick's representation during trade talks that if the Jets didn't plan on awarding Reddick a contract, they should hold off on the trade. But when Douglas found out it would only cost him a 2026 third-round pick for a player of Reddick's caliber, he did it anyway, believing that Reddick would report and the team could figure out the contract later. However, per team sources, Johnson was not willing to give Reddick a new contract. And so Reddick skipped OTAs, minicamp, training camp in the first 7 weeks before reporting to a 2-5 team.
Dude, the whole thing with Woody with money. Do you remember the Hard Knocks from 2010 when the whole Revis holdout? I remember it was Rex and Tannenbaum and Woody's there. And I remember they look back. I can't tell you what episode was it, but I saw it twice. And like Tannenbaum saying like, "Oh well, I guess we're gonna have to wait if we don't offer him something." And Woody's like, "Oh, I'm patient. I'll wait." Like he does. And don't you remember the Hard Rocks in last year? Can't remember what it was now. That scene when he's sitting there with Salah and they're talking about Quentin Williams and he's like, $93 million. That's a lot of money. And Salah's like, well, that's the guy you give it to. He doesn't know football. He doesn't want to pay anybody. He doesn't want to do contract. He thinks
unless it's the quarterback, unless it's the marquee quarterback.
Right. Unless it's all flash. It's all about show. It's all about tickets and social media.
That's
and
it. He thinks going to bring in people to watch the game and sell seats. And
it was true. And I mean, you saw like that first game when he popped his Achilles. It worked. So he's not wrong about the PR aspect. He knows PR, but he doesn't know football.
Exactly. And I got to give credit to Armand and Afram because they convinced me last season, the backup quarterback position wasn't Joe Douglas's fault. It was Woody's. And an article that came out just before week 1 stated that the reason the Jets did not go after a backup quarterback, proper one at that last season, had Zach Wilson play, was because Woody Johnson would not pay the insurance on Aaron Rodgers. Their cap went from this to this.
Now you learned your lesson.
No, absolutely.
You got to listen to me and Armand. We know some things.
He's cheap. and he doesn't know football.
Nope.
Exactly. That's the problem we're at.
We could have Carson Wentz during the season for week 2, week 3.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I just want to, again, I'm not defending Salah or JD or even Aaron Rodgers, and I didn't want Aaron. I kind of like him better now, although he's obviously he's obviously not who he was, and he never will be. But think of these 4 people: Aaron Rodgers, Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, Woody Johnson. Of those 4 people, who is the worst at their job?
Oh, Woody Johnson
Woody Johnson. And of those 4 people, which one of them have been involved in a team that went to the Super Bowl? Aaron Rodgers, Joe Douglas with the Eagles, Robert Saleh with the 49ers. Woody Johnson never, and he never will. He never will as long as he's involved.
He's never even touched the Super Bowl 3 trophy.
He never what?
He's never even touched the Super Bowl 3 trophy at one Jets drive. It sits in that case all by itself.
I'm waiting to see the articles as how much he interfered in free agency signings.
Yep.
That's gonna be a lot of fun to read.
And if he got involved in the draft.
It's
The
just
McDonald
so
pick.
crazy,
Woody
man.
got involved
Him on the phone in the draft is just like unbearable.
Why?
I don't remember
why? I mean,
I don't remember who was he talking to.
All
the Cowboys
all
guys,
the owners
is
are
he
in their
there?
draft rooms with their teams.
Okay,
I don't remember
so-
every owner's
We're
with
glad
them.
to have you. Come on down. We're glad to have you. Let's come on down.
So I apologize again. I know we.
Are
Really
you
don't
ready?
No,
you're absolutely right. But I apologize. I don't really want to extend the show so long, but we got some notes from The Athletic. This thank you to you, Stadium, for tweeting this out because Athletic has a paywall. So first of all, we all know this. Johnson unilaterally fired Sal without consulting anybody. Number 2, Johnson blocked Bryce Huff's extension without Joe Douglas. He was the reason the Jets didn't re-sign him. It was Woody Johnson. It wasn't Joe Douglas. So,
Man,
imagine working for this guy. Like, imagine like he's your boss.
Note number 3, I already mentioned Johnson and Jerry Jeudy, all that. Number 4, Woody Johnson's micromanagement of Joe Douglas escalated after forcing Douglas to fire his friend Rex Hogan. Following the move, it's theorized Douglas told staffers, Woody should just fire me now. Apologize.
No,
Well, I'll say this. If Joe Douglas really wanted Woody to fire him, he should have had a set of balls and said, I quit.
And here, I got some more. When Chad Alexander, Douglas's top advisor, left for the Chargers, Johnson blocked Douglas from ever replacing him, further diminishing his authority. Let's also include that Johnson drove the Mike Williams and Tyron Smith signings. Also, we know that he pushed for the Devontae Adams trade, and we also know about the holdout. But let's also note that Woody Johnson benched Tony Adams against the wishes of the coaching staff.
What?
Are you
kidding
Did you
me?
hear
that the other day when Vic was asked about that, and it was like it had to do with a lot of things. I was like, oh shit, he was,
Woody
he was smoking
Tony
pot or
Adams?
something. And then they said, is it disciplinary? And Brick said it is in no way disciplinary. So wait, that's crazy. Was it?
It's not. It's not
what
crazy
was
when you
it?
think about it, though. Look
Why
at our
would he
owner.
benched him?
I'm
Now-
reading their
Twitter?
notes.
Yeah,
Listen
like
to Twitter.
it's
Go check you Stadium. More stunning implications from the Athletic. The tweet
Yeah.
reads, and it has all the different notes.
yeah, it's literally
Now you're
like,
going to regret losing JD with all these stories.
Who
Yeah.
is that? Wait. Who is that? Who's where is that?
Stadium?
Twitter?
U Stadium.
At you
You
Stadium on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're gonna like the first tweet you're gonna see. Honestly,
Yeah,
when you scroll down
I'm
the
looking
tweet,
at it right now.
all the
last
notes are there.
Wow.
Rodgers likely won't return with Johnson preferring to move on. Yeah, I mean, like that's probably best case scenario, him not returning.
So, but here's the thing. Notice none of that. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is Rodgers." None
You're
of
right.
it doesn't. None of the report is Rodgers wanting Salah out of there or any of that. Is there? I mean, maybe Rodgers didn't want Mike Williams. That was pretty clear. But I mean, and Rodgers obviously brought his guys in last year, Cobb and Lazard. But does the Athletics article say anything about Rodgers having stuff to do with all this stuff?
No, I don't think he really did. I mean, like at the beginning, I think he was influenced on who came in. Like, he definitely wanted his guys, but that's understandable. I mean, like Tom Brady did the same thing. Peyton Manning did the same thing.
Yeah,
Like we didn't know how bad Aaron Rodgers was going to be. Like nobody.
Brady didn't want to
anticipate.
OC with him. He took the OC that was there and had Bruce Arians was calling plays.
Yeah, but
Like-
Hackett's Rodgers' best friend.
But
You know, we didn't know
all
how.
Brady wanted was his teammates to be there.
No, yeah,
That's what I'm saying. The difference is.
No,
between
yeah,
Brady
I
and
get that.
Rodgers.
It's
But
just.
but here's the thing. I mean, I'm unhappy with Rodgers' performance.
Oh,
But
of course.
But if it was, you're saying it was Woody who wanted Mike Williams, so that wasn't Joe Douglas or Rodgers pushing for him. The fact that he's a wide receiver is not right for the system that he's doing. I don't know. I'm starting to think
Joe
that
Douglas had
Rodgers
no power at all since after last season.
If Rodgers had last year's D, if Rodgers of today, just playing the way he is, 62%, whatever it is, little off his game, but whatever, 17 touchdowns, 8. I mean, Zach Wilson had 7 touchdowns all last year. So with this offense, as mediocre as it is, almost bad, with last year's defense, we're at least 7-4 now or something, like easily. And the fact that Huff would have stayed here, right? How about JFM? Anything on JFM? I'm sure Woody didn't want to pay him either.
You know what? I think either Afram or Armin said it. I wouldn't be surprised if at that point the reason why the Jets traded JFM instead of having him take the pay cut is because of Woody Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised at this point because obviously he had a hand in Bryce.
I remember there was a report that said JFM turned down a restructure.
That's right.
But also, Afram, to Luca's point, Woody could have said, I'm not doing it. And that got back to JFM. And JFM could say, okay, well, I'm not doing it either.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm
saying. Did they not offer to pay JFM more because of the cap or because of Woody? That's what I want to know.
I think they had to do with the cap. And like Luca said, Woody could have said no. And JFM's like, no, I'm not doing it.
I'm sorry. I think there's also I read someplace that they wanted him to take a pay cut as well.
Yeah, that's what Armin was saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to add real quick. Who is your guys' bet? Pick one beat reporter out of the Jets, aside from Zach Rosenblatt, because he's obviously tapped into this guy with the source. Who is doing the Jets PR work tomorrow and deflecting all this? Is it Costello?
Connor Rodgers, right? No.
Connor Hughes.
Connor Hughes. Yeah.
Maybe Samini.
I mean, but Connor Hughes came out today. Connor Hughes came out today and was like,
Rodgers is gone.
He's gone. Like this, everything that's happening right now within the Jets is done.
Right.
Like
but Connor Hughes is always defending whatever the line is. You know what I mean? I find. So if he's saying Rodgers is done, then Rodgers is really done. Yeah.
But what line is there to defend right now, bro? This is bad. Like kind of what Dana was saying. If it's not Douglas people trying to save face, then why wouldn't they report it before Joe got fired? Because I think there was a handshake that was between JD and Woody.
I don't think it was a handshake. I think Woody told them all privately, it's playoffs or nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he'll never come out publicly because he's never come out publicly and did a playoff mandate.
Well, he's done a lot this season that he's never done before, though, to be fair.
But here's the thing. I don't think – who do you think is going to talk? Because Salah's kind of high road. JD, I have a feeling those guys, because it's you never know when you're gonna some friends.
Everything's gonna come out after the season ends.
It's like Rex Hogan gonna come out of left field, right? And it's gonna be like, I had JD's back, and what they did to me was wrong, and this. But we're about to start seeing that like Woody Johnson also likes feet and all this stuff like that, and you're about to start hearing some like off the wall stuff. Because
I think Rodgers, even if Rodgers goes to Minnesota like Favre did, or if he retires, Rodgers is honest when he's not around. I think he's honest about how management screwed him over in Green Bay. He's going to come out and say stuff when he's finally off the team, which could be tomorrow. The way this is going. If it comes out tomorrow that we've cut Aaron Rodgers, I would not be surprised.
Wasn't
Rodgers
that the whole
overly attack Green Bay? He just said that he wanted to be more involved in who they choose, and they didn't allow him. He didn't really attack anyone.
He was
we're going to see attacks.
They never really took a
good going, Johnny.
He took like one wide receiver in his entire career in Green Bay in like the first round. if you go look at their draft history with
Oh man,
when Rodgers was in Green Bay, and that kind of got him pissed off because there was like.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I already see fans deflecting all these headlines of the article. I think what the fans are doing
Because it's Rosenblatt and Rossini.
Yeah, of course, some fans are doing because they hate Rossini and Rosenblatt. Meanwhile, these are the leaks coming from Joe Douglas' camp. It all makes sense because Woody is the meddler. It's the people that are saying, again, I blame Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, to be fair, but I also knew that Woody Johnson is a meddling, senile old man. And I've acknowledged that. And I'm here to acknowledge that there you are.
I mean, Luca, like it's true. Even if, let's just say, it's not true, because I believe that it is true.
I believe it's true too.
Right? Even if let's just say it's not. Who in their right mind, with all of this that they're reading, right, is gonna want to come over here and say, you know what? It is what it is. I could change all of this. You're literally saying you have to change the owner. Okay, the guy that's gonna change his ways to make it my way and things like that. It's not happening, bro. Like we're I'm not trying to like say that we're effed, but we're effed, bro. And I'm starting to go more and more what Vinny's been saying in regard, and Afram, if we want things to change, it has to be with Woody, man. Woody has to go.
Yeah. And let me say this, Luke, all the stuff you're saying is really, it's eye-opening. Let me just say, remember last year it was like Rossini and Rosenblatt were like, oh, sources are telling, and they made it sound like it was either kind of Rodgers or Zach or Saleh. They was like, oh, it's a mess, it's this and that. Here's the thing: why did none of their leaks and their sources say anything about Woody last year? Because all their sources were being paid
in the
by
building.
Woody. Now that all those people are gone, Hogan's gone, JD's gone, and now almost everyone's out of the building. Now the truth is coming out. So even last year's article, I don't think it was BS, but I think they were wrong about what the problem was. It was always the fish stinking from the head down.
Well, last year, Diana Rossini and Zach Rosenblatt collaborated on an article talking about how bad the coaching staff was and some of the GM things. And if you don't remember, they fired, I think, Calabrese, and they fired like the running backs coach. They also fired Rex Hogan, as I just mentioned.
Right.
So Rex Hogan could be that source in that article, but obviously Joe Douglas is the source in this article. So I believe.
But did Hogan come out? Did anybody say anything bad about Woody last year in those articles? I don't remember.
I thought Hogan just left. I didn't think he was fired.
Well, whatever.
No, he was let go.
He was let go. He was let go.
But probably out of respect for Douglas, he didn't open his mouth.
He was the
leak. Right, because Douglas was still there. He didn't say anything. Right. That's right.
I thought they were saying that Tim Boyle was the leak.
That was for the Zach Rodgers scenario. That wasn't so much.
LaFleur was a scapegoat. Hogan was a scapegoat. You know, that's the bottom line.
And now he's gonna cut or trade Rodgers, or Rodgers is gonna retire.
Yeah.
Who is left? Who is left? Is it the hot dog guy's fault? Who is left? It's Woody.
So I just looked up Rex Hogan and Jets and the report that says they mutually agreed to part ways.
Yeah, of course. Just like Robert Saleh, they mutually agreed to part ways, but Robert Saleh was completely blindsided.
Yeah.
Liam,
the best thing that could happen is the brothers start arguing.
Yes, and then they're like, you know what? Let's get rid of
it. From Oasis.
And then Uncle Stevie,
which I have
comes
tickets
on
to at
and
MetLife Stadium.
And takes over
Oasis, and I get tickets at MetLife Stadium to Oasis.
Cohen's been asked that. He was asked that. He doesn't want to own an NFL team.
Yeah, sorry, Johnny. What were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off.
You never know, bro. It might happen.
He doesn't want to. He said it. He's never going to own an NFL team.
You know who does want to own the New York Jets?
Gary
Vee.
He don't got enough money though, does he?
We had him on a couple. We had him on actually the day after the Buffalo game. We had him on the show, and
I remember he was pissed.
What was he like?
He was in his limo with his hood. It was very uncomfortable. His hood was on, and
he was. That.
Let me tell you, I have something to sell you. Yeah.
No. He was probably the most miserable guy on on YouTube. Yeah.
He's more of a real fan than Greeny or Rich Eisen. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Gary Vee. I think he kind of sells snake oil, but I think he's a real Jet fan. Like, there was a podcast of him and Mark Sanchez. It was great from a couple years ago. It was really, really good.
Yeah, no, he definitely does care. You need.
So can I ask you something, Liam?
Sure.
And to everybody, who is gonna save this organization, bro? Like that is the $1 million.
I got the answer.
Question.
I got the answer.
Who?
Genocide. Just wipe out the entire planet. It's genocide.
World War III. World War III will save
Oh
us.
my fucking god, bro!
Armageddon.
I'm telling you, I mentioned this to other shows. It has to get to the point where the league has to interfere.
Yeah, and say, hey, you're messing up the NFL because we want a good team in New York, and you and the
I got a
Giants,
brilliant
one of you
idea.
guys have to sell. Yeah,
They to flop for jet games and money to not stop coming in because of the Jets. That's when they will only get involved.
Well, I was going to say real quick, if you guys don't remember back in 2020, I think this was around the whole Jamal Adams thing. It was leaked that Woody said some like really sexist and racist stuff. So what I'm thinking is like, what if Woody's closest, let's just say Woody betrays like one of his closest allies, like Axel Rod or whoever, and they go to the media and Goodell with this stuff, and they say, hey, you know what, my former boss is an a-hole. Please get him away to own the Jets.
You would need, so you basically want the Darnold Sterling situation to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Get some
you
dirt
have to
on
have
him.
some serious proof there.
You're gonna have audio, video recordings.
Yeah,
it's like rooting with the emails.
They got a Vince McMahon him pretty much.
Yes.
You need some sort of tax evasion.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know him going
that is actually more like
Afram, I got to ask you. So, what do you think it's going to take for the NFL to get involved?
Them losing money
I brought this up many times. Do you remember when the Giants were really horrible and Pete Rozelle brought in and told the owner, you need to get a good general manager, and he told him to hire George Young. Pete Rose got this idiot that we have as a commissioner should be doing the same thing because it's a New York market. It helps all the other teams.
100%.
Okay.
I mean, the Sixers the NBA kind of did that for the Philadelphia 76ers during the process a couple of years ago. They didn't like Sam Hinkie. They outed him. That was the 76ers GM / president of basketball operations. They said, you know what? We're putting in our guy, Brian Colangelo. And then they turned around.
Look at what MLB did with the Wilpons when they were losing money.
Do you think that Roger Goodell will do that?
No, because they're making money hand over fist. Next year, there's going to be 8 games overseas. Until the Jets are significantly losing them money and ratings, Goodell and the other owners are not going to get involved.
And that's the ratings are there. Everyone wants to see the Jet circus. That's the whole thing.
They're in the top. They're in the top 10 of most revenue, profiting, generating team in the NFL, man. Like, even though we've sucked for I don't even know forever in a day since Super Bowl III and all that, they still making money over.
And it doesn't matter if we don't show up and buy their $20 hot dogs either. You know what I mean? Like it's the profit share of the league, right? Like they make money whether they win or lose. There's no incentive to actually make the team better, you know.
Also, ratings have to be there.
Right.
The ratings drop. That's a different story.
We could probably just start watching on like illegal platforms, and this way.
But what's to prevent Woody to go to Goodell and say, "Hey, what do you think I should do here? Who should I, get their suggestion?"
There's only one.
He knows everybody.
There's only one problem with that. He's not going to. Woody Johnson will not do that because of this reason.
You're making my stomach turn over here.
I'm telling you that's he's not going to do that.
What are you doing to my friend Afro? Come on.
He doesn't think like that. He doesn't think like that. All he cares. He sees the money coming in. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's all he cares about. Obviously.
Oh, but he doesn't like these articles. I can tell you that.
Keep them coming. Then you know what you guys can all do? Just retweet the hell out of him.
It's the attention. He likes being so on Barton Hahn today. They were saying that yesterday was Cutlets, whatever, coming back, Yep. Danny DeVito or whatever the fuck his name is. And Bart was like, yeah, Woody saw that and said, wait, the Giants are in the news? All right, I can fire Douglas.
Here's the thing, though, Barney. The Giants are in the news again. If you guys didn't see reports 6 minutes ago,
I saw
Schultz, there's disappointment among some Giants players regarding how the Daniel Jones situation went down because it was he was probably primarily benched over financial decision. They don't want that injury clause to kick
because
in.
it's a contract. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Jets and the Giants are battling themselves out for how bad and dysfunctional they.
Yeah. Can we just like merge? Have someone buy both teams and like the New York Giants with a Jet? It's just like it's like a green and blue uniform. Like
It ain't
make
happening.
it one,
That ain't
one
happening.
team, and then build a goddamn subway that goes right to the stadium, so I don't have to take.
They had the Steagles back in the 40s, the Steelers and the Eagles, the Steagles.
I'm just saying, guys, like this is like this is just the beginning of it. That's what's so sickening about
Barney,
this.
are you on Long Island?
No, I'm in Manhattan. So when I go to the game, I got to take the one train to fucking what do you call Penn Station? Got to sit there and wait for them to pick a track, and they always pick a track that's like 3 floors down. Get on that train, get out, and then you got to switch to another train, the little jet train. You got to get the damn app, which never works on the. It's insane.
Yeah,
and
really?
then
You get the light rail.
and then when they lose and everyone's rushing out.
Yep.
They corral, but it's like it's literally you feel like the lamb led to it. They corral you and make it so hard to get back on the train. And like I've driven out there too, but like
I'm on Long Island, so yeah, it's like I got to go into Penn Station, then from Penn Station it's Secaucus, from Secaucus it's to Matla. Yeah, it's a disaster.
You're never getting out of the hellhole because, as Barney was mentioning, with the train takes so long, you have to wait so long for the train. It's so packed, or you're going to spend 2 hours in the parking lot waiting to go out on the New Jersey.
I
went to the Bills game. I was at the Jets Bills game. And I left as soon as the game was. I didn't hang out. I hopped on the train. I didn't get home until like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I live in Manhattan. You can see the light of if you look. I live right by right by the Hudson River. I think some nights you can see the light from the stadium. It takes me
probably.
at least an hour and a half to 2 hours to get home. I might as well live up in Rochester. This is ridiculous.
It's just crazy. Like Luca, like I started reading what you retweeted and everything, and it's insane, bro. Like if this is the truth in regards to all this stuff, and this is just the beginning of it, it's only gonna get worse. It's gonna be like, who's coming? Who's gonna want to play? Who's gonna want to be under that type of ownership?
This is literally rock bottom for all of us Jet fans. I don't know about Afram because he's seen a lot more years and a lot more Jets football. This is most certainly rock bottom for.
It is,
dude. Don't say that because
Afram, you're still in your prime. You're still in your prime.
Afram,
whenever you think it's rock bottom,
is this rock bottom for you, or have you seen worse?
Whenever you think it's rock bottom, there's always 3 to 4 more levels below rock bottom.
This to me is the worst because of the talent we had, but it was just how things fell apart. And this owner has since 2000 has done nothing. He just was lucked out. He didn't get involved in the beginning because he didn't know much. Then he started thinking started knowing things and he got better at it. He thought he got better, yeah. And that's so he got more involved. But I think it started when he with Favre. Okay, this is the same guy who brought Tim Tebow on Rex.
Yo, this is fucking crazy, bro. Like I can't believe.
The only thing I'll say I don't agree that I don't think is correct from this report. Rodgers likely won't return, with Johnson preferring to move on. I don't believe. That's the only thing. Like I could see Rodgers not coming back, but I don't think it's because Woody wants to move on.
Because Woody wouldn't have gone and gotten Devontae a week after firing the coach if he hated Rodgers. But I don't know.
He also thinks there's more money to be made next year with Rodgers, so he could easily say, hey, let's bring the band back together again.
I don't think. I think Rodgers is going to be like, trade me or I'm retiring. I think Rodgers is that kind of
okay, Barney. What team is going to trade for Rodgers?
San Francisco 49ers.
No, they're not.
I was thinking about this today. No,
he should have went there. He should have went there, but he
wanted to go.
No, he's not going to go to the fight. He's going to go to like.
Still fucking salty that they chose Alex Smith over him. That's why. That's another reason why he chose coming to the Jets.
Here's with the Jets luck. Just bear with me. Next year, he's going to end up on either the Bears or the Panthers or the Jaguars.
He's not going to the Bears.
With Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator.
He's not going to the Bears. Just with Caleb.
You know what the best thing that could happen?
The Panthers I could see because Tepper's a moron, just as dumb as Woody.
If his other leg, he pops his Achilles on his other leg, so you know he's gone for the year. That would be good.
If he pops it on
Not
purpose.
for him, but for us, it would be good.
I was going to also say I saw this in the offseason how the Jets basically didn't retain Quentin Jefferson over $1 million. It also shows in the article that it wasn't just Bryce Huff's extension that was vetoed.
I thought of the team
Paying any new money to players on the roster. So that would have required to re-sign Quentin Jefferson. Woody Johnson's like, nah.
Luca, with that being said, and like the players are reading this and looking at this, and they're in there.
The outside noise
Johnny?
now.
Johnny,
Like, why would Garrett want to stay here?
Johnny?
Why would?
That's why I
They know
just
it.
said you blow
they
it
don't
all
have
up,
to.
Johnny.
They don't have to read it on Twitter. I guarantee you,
They
those
live
players
it.
know what's going on in there.
They're in the locker room.
But you know
That's
what
what I
would be so
mean.
Jets? You know what would be so Jets right now? And I honestly, on Twitter, no one read it, but I did one thing that people read. But I was like writing a letter to the Jets saying, hey, don't do it for us fans. We're fucking assholes. Don't do it for Woody. We all know that you guys are upset that he fired Salah because the players love Salah, whatever you want to say about it, especially the defense.
They do.
But I was like, play your ass off. Make sure they get a shitty draft pick. Like, how Jets would it be if they went on a run and snuck into the playoffs this year with this team?
They
Like,
won't.
I know, I know, I'm letting myself go there. Like, but they do it as a hate thing. They go crazy. They win the Super Bowl, and then
But
we
it's
try to sign them all. And
you're
they're all
putting
like,
more.
fuck
You're
you.
putting Barney.
Pardon my curse.
You're putting more money into Woody's pocket because you're adding more games. You're adding playoff games.
Nah, but first
Okay,
of all,
geez,
I really think NFL players really don't tank because if they put on
No,
bad
players
tape,
don't
not
tank.
tanking.
I 100% agree with that. Players don't tank.
They're not
But them going to the playoffs on your thing is to spite Woody, or you're not spiting Woody.
But
You're not.
wouldn't it? But it would spite Woody if they were like,
It's
you
not.
think
You're
JD and Salah were wrong picking me? Like Quincy Williams, like wouldn't be on a team now if it wasn't for JD. I want him to go out there and go, no, you're wrong, Woody, you're wrong. I am a good player. You're
But
the one
Woody's
that's
never
bad.
going to think he's wrong. Woody doesn't
exactly.
think he's wrong.
It's just mind-boggling. Like, so imagine being a player and you're seeing this shit show of an organization happening in front of you, and then you got freaking Rich Cimini coming up to you. So, what do you think about what the team could fix? And you know, Garrett Wilson wants to be like, fucking Woody Johnson needs to go because he's meddling into this shit. I cannot wait for Aaron Rodgers to come back from his bye week and talk on this Pat McAfee show and see what he's gonna say with all of this stuff, because Pat's gonna ask him all of that, bro.
He'll just talk about the Joe Douglas situation. That's
I think
it.
he'll dance around.
He won't bring this up. He won't bring up this article.
But
or Rodgers will say it's not coming from good people because it's coming from Rosenblatt and Rossini. Because he took shots at them for last year. After their report.
Yeah, meanwhile, he hasn't done jack here. I'm sorry. That's so true. Like, one of the things he said earlier in the season, like, oh, well, what are you going to do to motivate this team? Oh, we're not going to listen to you. And he pointed to the media. But, bro, you haven't done jack, so you're not going to earn yourself with the fans and the media. Like, the media here is very strong, obviously, but that's that.
By the way, so just the question I asked, I know the team that he would go to.
The Bengals.
The Raiders. They don't have a quarterback.
Oh, and bring Tay back with them.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd bring back Devontae.
Yeah.
Liam, what do we do, bro? Like, what are we supposed to do, man? Like, you're supposed to be the conductor of this train right now, bro. Like, lead us, bro. Like,
I'm not the conductor of the train. I am the captain. Listen, I am the captain of the boat, and we are on the Titanic. Okay.
So me and Luca are the violin guys with Barney playing the big bass and shit.
So me and Afram are the survivors.
No, Armin and Afro. One is Rose.
Piece of wood that
one is Rose and one is Jack.
No, Johnny. Not one of us is Rose because we're not murderers. I would absolutely save Afram's life, and I know Afram would save mine.
Hey guys, I gotta pop off, but I just want to show you one thing. Like, I've never gone viral. You guys all saw Woody's thing, right? Thing. Did you see my response to it? And some people thought it was real. I went and I took the whole thing.
Oh shit! Was that you, Barney?
That was me. Can I read it to you guys real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said today, because his thing was today. I informed Joe Douglas he will no longer blah 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 blah. Right? Everyone knows that. So I went today. We informed Woody Johnson that he will no longer be needed as owner of the New York Jets. We want to thank Woody for his commitment to the Jets over the past 3 decades, but we really can't because every move he's made since Rex Ryan has made the franchise worse. Every single move. No, this does not mean we want you to hire Rex again. We wish Mr. Johnson and his family the best and sincerely hope President Trump appoints him as ambassador to someplace very far away with bad phone service. We will begin the process to identify a new owner immediately. Whoever it is will be an improvement. Statement from long-suffering Jet fans. I kind of want to print that up and send it to him, but I'm probably not going to.
That's all right. I've attacked him so many times on Twitter. He hasn't replied to anything.
I don't think he's actually running his own Twitter. So,
no, it's some lackey.
Nick Fire just put out opinions on Joe Douglas should flip pretty quickly, both with the Jet fans and around the league. Overbearing owners rarely have success simply because they think they are the sole reason for the team's success. Bro, this is getting.
Who said that? Who was that?
That was Nick Faria from Athlon. He's one of the beat reporters.
Yeah. I remember Nick Faria. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, fellas.
I gotta walk my dog.
Up here. Yeah.
Good chat. Good chat, guys. And Johnny, next time you have a game
the more
show,
news we pick up.
That's
true. Hey,
yeah.
check it. I send your stuff on IG. Check on IG.
On Instagram?
Yeah, that's where I send you a message.
I don't mess with Instagram much here. I'm like YouTube and work. That's like all I do.
That's it, man.
But I'm sorry I missed it, man.
It's all good, brother.
But all right, see you guys. Good conversation. Good info, Luca. Thanks, man. I'm gonna follow you on Twitter.
Yeah,
go
Knicks. Let's go, Knicks, baby.
That's all we got. Bye, guys.
Liam, what are we doing, bro? Like, dude, I'm too hyped right now to even try to. Like, I'm about to go talk to my wife because she's all like here, like she's like, "What's going on?" Like, damn, you're mad hyped.
My girl keeps texting me, "You coming over? You coming over?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yo, talk to her about Woody Johnson,
Liam,
and then show the Woody Johnson.
Go have a nice, few hours.
Armand, we are literally the Will Ponera Mets.
Yes, bro.
Worse.
We're there, dude. We're there, man.
Yo, worse
the
because you didn't have.
The Wilpons were cheap.
Fuck, bro.
That was their thing. Woody thinks he knows stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Jeff was the problem more than Fred. Jeff meddled in every aspect.
I think Liam wants to go.
I do want. I'm getting tired.
He wants to go to his girlfriend. Let's get him out of here.
Even
Let
that.
Armin run the show.
If you guys can end the stream at some point, I don't. Armand, are you able to?
I'm good.
We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
Go.
All right, everyone.
Luca, when you doing your show on the Jets? When you guys with John and your brother and.
Well, John's not with the channel anymore, so maybe
what happened to John?
We mutually parted ways.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
Hey, you know what? I got to get all.
I got to come on. Will you come on?
We gotta do like some sort of like disaster, like the burning of the MetLife 2 teams, and talk about just how bad the Jets and Giants are.
That's fine. I'm down. I got to Luca just
we'll be there all night.
I got a new laptop.
Hey, Afrin, Armin, Luca, and Leo, I'm gonna invite you guys on to come to Jets Worldwide and be one of the contestants and the panelists on there. I don't know if you guys, Afrin, you might remember it, the match game from back in the day.
Yeah,
that's exactly what my content is with my partner Snowball. And it is fun. Liam's been on it.
Yep.
He's done it as well. So
you have a YouTube channel, Johnny?
Yeah, it's called Jets Worldwide.
Jets Worldwide. Okay,
yep.
I'll look it up.
Yep, you'll see me every Sunday, 10:30 in the morning. We go live for an hour, and it's literally us. Like we have 10 people on. We talk. It's the panel of the stars with the contestants going at it. We give prizes out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope, man. So
yeah, you get all dressed up for it and everything.
Yeah, we're legit. I'm in suits. I have my mic. You remember the old school little thin mic and everything, right? Oh, Rayburn and all that.
Gene Rayburn.
Yep. So
Richard Dawson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I do know I got to talk to Luca and Alex for baseball offseason to do a Met show. Johnny, would you mind being a part of that show because you're a Met fan like me?
Yeah, of course, man. Just let me know.
I got to talk to Luca and Alex first.
Yeah.
I did get a new laptop finally.
Oh, yeah, good for you.
You look great.
Good night, Liam.
Go to your girl.
Hey, Liam,
Make me
there's
proud.
another report that just came out. Oh,
Of course
shit.
there is. Jesus.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Oh,
breaking news,
Christ,
breaking-
no, there is. Donald Trump names Woody Johnson and Linda McMahon as U.S. Secretary of Education.
He's
Yeah,
kidding.
I hope
He's
you're.
kidding. He's
No,
Oh,
McMahon,
oh,
she was
I'm just-
nominated.
No,
for-
it's Linda McMahon as Secretary of Education, not Woody.
Yeah.
But that would have been funny. That would have been funny.
I could see it. It's I don't know, man. I don't know. Johnny, you keep asking me what to do. I don't know, man. We know what to,
3 simple words. Blow it up.
sell the
Blow
team.
it up.
Sell the
team.
team.
Or
You
sell
can vote
the
up all you
team.
want. Doesn't
I
change
know.
anything.
I know, Afram, but it's what we got. Listen, pray for death. Pray for Woody to die.
Oh, that's
See, now you're like that other guy that
I-
was on the.
Dude, this is just it's tough, man, because like we are so emotionally invested in this team, and
We're fans. We love the team.
we love this team so much, and it's like it's a kick in the nuts constantly, bro. Like nonstop. Just you got like think of a kung fu
It's a
master.
Mortal Kombat fatality. Johnny.
Holy crap, man!
It's
And
our
it's like
hearts being ripped out. It's being set on fire. It's our spine, our heads being ripped out with a spinal cords.
and
It's a
us
Mortal
as Jet
Kombat fatality.
and us as Jet fans, we want it like that. We want it now. We want it as of yesterday and everything, you
I
know.
wait
and
to
it's
hear
just-
the stories about how he meddled with Salah. Now I want.
yeah, exactly. Like
I want to see if he tells him that you can't play this guy. If he's sitting Adams down, he's making that call. What else did he do now?
look, I know a player that
I wanna
played
see-
for Salah and with the Jets, and he
all right,
raved.
this is our last point here. We're getting off after
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
He raved and raved about Salah. He always told me that behind closed doors, he put people in check and all that, but he would never say it to the media or anything like that.
We saw it
Salah
on Hard
was-
Knocks a little bit.
Yeah, Salah was very big on like the regen stuff, right? Like getting your body back and all this crap and everything like that. That's why it was tough for me to be like, but I knew Salah had to go at some point. Like he was gonna be the scapegoat just to make some fans happy at the current moment and all that. So I don't know, man. Like we're screwed, bro. That's all I could say, because I think, Liam, you said it a while back, and you're like, yo, this could potentially be like a 5-year rebuild type of thing because we put ourselves in such a giant hole all over again.
But we could be the situation we're in now. In 4 years after, if Woody is an ambassador and comes back, we could be in the same fucking situation. He does the same shit over again.
Exactly.
Good night, Liam.
Yeah.
Good night.
For the
I got her
second time.
texting me. Yeah. All right. For real this time.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards taking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80. First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6. Deep down the field, and it's caught by Santana Moss.